Home ain't ever what you wanted it to be. So you packed your things and you left. Took a train, left somewhere out west, and you found what looks like hope. You take that little bit of change you got in your pocket and you build a ranch, maybe a nice little family. But unfortunately, there's never hope. Welcome to Crystal Grit. Mind your pistols now.
Hi! Welcome, everybody. Once again, I forgot to put on the music for myself because I forgot we had to do it ourselves now. So I gotta get myself in the vibe. But thank you, welcome to our fourth session of this here Whispers in the Dust, which is our Fantasy West campaign here at the Hard Knock Dice. We've been gone for a little bit, and we're back now, but we're about to be gone again next week because of the holidays. But that's all right. We take what we can get. We're not in any crazy rush, so I hope y'all aren't either. But so let's get into this as quick as possible. Before we start, as per usual, if we can get a little exclamation mark charity in the chat, if you click on that link, you can donate money to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, which is doing good things for kids, helping them get better. So do the lawful, kind thing, open your heart wallets, and donate what you can. It's for a good cause. Aside from that, holy shit, I had almost forgotten since we skipped weeks. Only other announcement was we did have a birthday right before we went on hiatus. Our own Kylie/Callie has grown another level more powerful, and thusly gains a birthday 20 to use at your discretion. It does not carry over, so next birthday, if you haven't, it's use or lose it. I don't think this is going to go on for a full year, but I feel like you have to say the whole spiel anyway. I'd be very confused. I don't know how to stretch 20 sessions into a whole year, but gosh darn it, well, I could find a way. Do what?
To a good start.
Oh, yeah, that is true. We'll just keep doing this over and over again. But no. Aside from that, any other fun, exciting news, announcements? Okay, cool. Well, let us saunter back into the campaign. Since I definitely think we all need a refresher. Previously on Whispers in the Dust, our party of folks have met and congregated. They had some chit chats. They participated in a shootout with ghost cowboys. There was an interrogation via the mayor of Crystal Grit, who is also a gang leader of the Talon Gang, who then recruited our party to do some work for him, but also kind of in interests aligned, as a caravan of his had been robbed recently by a gang known as the Worm Riders. And they seem to have made off with the conscription of jewels and things that were mined in the mines of Crystal Grit, as well as something singularly important to the mayor, saying that he doesn't care what happens to anything else, that there's an important object within their possession that had been a part of that caravan, and preferably he would like their leader brought back to Crystal Grit alive. So our party set out. They got some freebies from the general store, gathered up and headed out. They had some conversations. Geist showed a little bit more of his less more professional, depending on the profession you're looking at, his more murdery self, as he started to openly wear arms and armor after they had gotten a little bit away from the town. And some conversations were had. Some information was disclosed amongst the party. Backstory explored. Faith explored. all of these fun things, and that in some ways were not very fun, maybe a bit more on the disturbing side. Who knows? You'd have to go back and watch to get the specifics. I'm just giving the rundown. And then our party went to sleep after their first day of travel. Some perhaps a little more restful than others, some marinating on family to be avenged or found, depending. And others thinking about stories, some thinking about other folks that maybe they'll find. Who knows? Or avoid finding, as the case may be. But we will get back into it as you guys slept. Nothing bad happens. You all awake, you took your various watches. You heard, the howls of distant coyotes and the rustlings of snakes and whatnot throughout the night, but nothing assailed your company. So we pick up on this second morning. You guys know it's going to take you roughly a week-ish of pretty hard travel to make it all the way to Picton, where hopefully your quarry will still remain by the time you get there. Who knows? It could be a cruel god and they're gone. Only one way to find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, the sun rises. What's everybody doing? If anything, or you can just choose to travel on.
Packing up and going as far as I know.
About dawn 30 if no one's awake. Clyde will send turnabout, waking people up the best way that you can get woken up, really.
What that mean?
Dog. He's gonna send her to lick people in the face so that they can get the fuck out of here.
Fair enough.
I imagine with his work history and his professionalism, guys would have gotten up a little bit before dawn and done a brief walkabout to kind of explore the area, make sure that we knew the immediate lay of the land, and make sure we weren't getting snuck up on.
Yeah,
all that good shit.
Roll a perception check for me.
Man, hopping between campaigns, you see the differences in those proficiency bonuses. It
Crazy
hurts.
when you go from being level 17 to level 4. Very, very strange.
Which start?
Oh, okay, cool. That'll be a 17.
17, very nice. How far out from the camp are you going?
No further than like quarter mile at most.
That's plenty. So
yeah, this is just a.
I'll say with a 17, you don't note any you don't note anything of danger. I mean, just critters, but I mean, you're a human. Most normal things aren't going to be that big of a threat to you. You do know that there are a lot more threatening things on the plains of Ukripshadal, but none of them seem to be evident at the moment. However, kind of a little ways off from the camp, you do come across some signs of disturbed ground. Roll me. I feel like this can fall into a few different things. Survival or Arcana.
Sure, have any of those.
Yeah, survival, history, or Arcana. I'll say any of those three.
No. I'll say without even rolling, he has no fucking idea what it is. This is a city boy.
Yeah, it looks weird, like something disturbed the ground a little ways from the camp, but you're not sure what it is, though.
He gonna steer clear of it. He didn't know anything about these wild animals and shit. If he is looking at tracks, the only ones he would probably be able to recognize would be like carts and boots and stuff, people things.
Right, that's fair. All right.
He's kind of skirt right around that.
Sarabelle would ask Clyde the names of the other men that he's looking for.
Yeah, I'll give them to her.
I hope you wrote those names down because I don't have them immediately.
I have them in a document.
It's not super important. She's just gonna.
You get them.
Yeah.
She's going to carve them into the side of her cart.
That's weird.
With a very toothy grin underneath. and then go
Okay.
about your morning prayers, which just involve a
Okay.
lot of chanting and finding something very fun to do.
I
Unsettling.
Indeed.
All right. Anybody else? Any other activities before you set out for the day?
Pull out some champagne and orange juice. I make a mimosa and watch everybody break down their camps.
Sure.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
Kelly's gone up on her
All
horse
right.
and is waiting for everybody to like mobilize.
It does not. It would not shock me if if Alistair was carrying
Road champagne and
Champagne
road orange
and-
juice.
Hey man, magic.
Goodness.
I don't know what
Well,
you used for your uncommon magic item. It could have been a bag of holding.
Bag of orange juice.
No, those fresh squeezed
I like-
oranges. Just like a whole like orange tree in the bag of holding.
I like how you could have gone with like the bottle of endless orange juice or something like that, but you chose intentionally the bag of orange juice.
You have
Um,
to scoop it out with your hands.
Why is this so bad?
I think
It's like
alternatively
OJ out in a
Liquor
burlap
jug.
sack.
that
if there
spouts
just is-
different beverages. Just
So there's
mimosa.
like a little, like a nozzle that just doesn't have an end to it, like you get a fountain drink.
Anyway,
On that note, DM,
so
as we get started, Geist would probably alternate different directions of riding a couple 100 feet away from the rest, trying to see different directions and be all scouting.
on your donkey.
On my donkey. No, probably on. How fast are we moving? I forgot. I don't have a horse. Never mind.
Like 60 feet
I
around.
took- I take all that back.
Okay, so you were not scouting, you're sticking with the group?
No, I forgot that I only had a donkey and a cart. So no, I will not be.
Okay. Sure.
He looks like he wants to, I guess. I don't know.
All right.
He
So
looks like he wants the scout, but is not.
Yeah.
Mm.
it's
like
unsettled by, once again, like you said, city boy. This is, you're like, you can't like scout from rooftops or, blending in with a crowd or anything. It's foreign.
If he was a sim, he would have acquired a status that says desires to scout.
Noted. All right.
Dan,
That being
if you're
said-
cool with it,
Yeah.
just flavor stuff overnight. I would have taken the mine crystals and maybe attached them to like my tie or something like that, so they are readily available.
Like in like a hidden fashion?
Oh
Or,
no,
like,
they look like
prominently
jewelry.
displayed?
Yeah, like
Okay.
try to make them look like jewelry if I can.
I'd say they're probably not much bigger than maybe like 1 to 2 joints of a finger. So
Not where I thought I was going, but okay, cool.
I was just looking at my hands and I was like, how would I measure this? And so they're not giant, but
Yeah, cool.
not teensy either. Okay. So
And before we got going, Belle would have like made sure she would have checked on everybody, made sure everybody was fed, everybody had coffee, everybody had just like all the kind of mom stuff.
yeah. Awesome. So I do implore you, what kind of pace are y'all looking at?
Steady.
I think Mr.
Steady?
King's been setting the pace for the most part, so
Pushing hard, or are y'all still kind of looking for the?
Well, I mean,
you're
it-
gonna get there.
Yeah, it's a week's travel, so you can't like run your horses or
Right.
dogs or mules all day. Just a matter of trying to keep pace.
Keeping a good
You
pace,
can't.
like a solid pace. All right. That being said, I guess give me a random perception checks as you guys travel.
Ho ho ho! I can do that.
16.
Normally I have a plus 11. It's not so great in this character.
Plus 15.
5.
5.
Does
Okay.
my cart get one?
17.
Only
Does he have
13.
senses?
Another
16,
17.
5, 17. What was Belle?
13.
13? 13?
I'll roll it and then come back to you.
Yes.
Sure.
on it.
Does Gus get one?
I don't see why not. He is a much more sensory creature than John the cart.
Well, it's not going to have to be a question that needs to get answered soon because I rolled a 6. So
John is focused. John is also not rolling. If I would like to remind everybody, John is ambling, just fucking. I don't like the way you're
Realize
like.
it's not
Nope.
not necessary for you to like remind us of that fact, you know.
he's schmoovin'.
Does
So
anyone
Gus
in the
would've had
group
a-
play a musical instrument that that John can kind of bounce to down the
Kind of
trail?
give John a little bit of a
Oh,
groove,
good.
too.
Not gonna.
DM Gus had a dirty 20 perception.
30-20. Okay. Can Gus communicate with you in any way?
Oh,
Why I have
I
lost
mean, I
the
think just regular
complete
dog
ability to hear
stuff.
y'all at all.
I think it's just regular dog stuff. Let me double check. Prowl bond, yada yada yada. Languages. He understands the
But he
languages you
can't
speak. So yeah, it
communicate
would.
back to
Yeah,
you.
so it would just be like regular dog stuff, like
Okay.
but not actual communication.
With my highest rolls, aside from Gus being 17s, no players notice. Gus does seem to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fixate. Like he definitely seems to alert a couple times throughout the day, like looking out off to off like in the distance from you guys. Not for a very long time, but he does seem to remain attentive, but.
Or growling or anything. Just kind of wants to get past it.
It looks like it seems like he notices something and is watching for it, but whatever it is doesn't approach. Whatever got his attention doesn't get to where you see it or notice it. Where are John's eyes? If John has dark vision.
We're gonna say, God, I can't remember what the fuck TV show that was, but he's gonna take his hand out of the compartment. He's gonna have
With
two
eyeballs.
little eyeballs in his
oh,
hands.
you're talking about
Real monsters?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy just holds up the eyeballs.
Yep,
Stand
that's
up on
what
his
he's gonna
back
do.
hands.
Just gonna.
Just
I
some
know that.
extra hands pop out to hold the eyeballs. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, remember he has that one compartment with the hand that gives the massage, and so
I
a
do not
little
like that
tiny
at
hand,
all.
and this is a different hand, little tiny hand.
It's for their-
Strong hand.
That's the massage hand. Strong hands, massage hand. Tiny hands for the eyes.
That's awful. Just for the record. I continue to be disgusted by John. Anyway,
Thank you.
other than that, though, the road is yours for the day. Very little happens. You do see some creatures in the distance, some of a larger variety, some that seem to stand on hind legs in the distance before loping off on all fours, but nothing approaches your group. Mayhaps they're also freaked out by John. You don't know. But your second day of travel closes. What's up?
How much? I mean, does John look like he'd have a decent amount of meat on him? I imagine
That's not a
those are
question
some
for me.
some pretty beefy arms.
Yes, his arms are very, like, thick, but like not like weightlifter
You said that
thick.
you said that they are athletic, even though I keep picturing like Trogdor arms on this thing.
It's
Okay.
surprising the amount that he's able to carry.
Yeah.
And then if you have looked into any of the doors, yeah, those are flesh pockets. So anything underneath is probably flesh and muscle and sinew.
Okay.
That's cool.
I-
I love the
Um,
cart.
Is it all right to try and if the opportunity arises throughout the day to maybe kill a couple of things
You can certainly
for
try.
extra food. Yeah,
Try to
I'd
like
like
hunt some
to.
stuff. Sure, roll a
Yeah.
survival check.
That
Can I assist him using
Sure.
my background?
What is your background?
It is the one that allows it's Wanderer. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourselves and up to 5 others each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
I rolled an 18 plus 5, so
I would say so. You roll your background. Basically
it
makes you don't
covers
have to roll. You just get it.
I wouldn't want to steal the role from him.
no, that's completely fine. I feel like you. How are you collecting these things? Because I feel like maybe the acquisition method that your character might take would be unpalatable for the rest of the party. Like if John just goes wading out into some water and then like a stomach flap opens up and he just like scoops up a bunch of fish, I don't think anybody's gonna be eating that shit.
That's
I would
really
love that,
nice. Thank you
but-
for that.
The background is Cerebel's. Cerebel is a wanderer, so she has excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can recall the general terrain of areas, settlements, and other features around me. So that's allowed me to kind of get a general knowledge of like, okay, if I'm in this type of terrain, this is the type of food that I can eat, and this is where I should look for small game and whatnot.
Okay.
But I'm taking notes.
That's creepy and weird. I don't like that. Stop. But yeah, no, easily between your background and a 23, you said your total was 18 plus 5. Easily can rustle up some food. Depending on how much of the day, if you were going to be doing it extensively, so like if you were wanting to like get several like more than like the evening's meal, you would slow down your pace probably because that would necessitate some like going a little farther out beyond like away from the road and things like that.
Right. This is surely a when opportunity arises, like, oh, there's some squirrels over there or rabbits or something, taking a pop shot and having some extra force too.
Sure. Oh yeah, but yeah, easy enough. I'd say easily, without slowing down, you could get enough food for like what would be a like solid meal for the lot of you,
Nice.
or for like an evening meal. A nice brace of conies. Anyway, anything else anybody wants to do throughout the traveling day? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Just look for any exotic herbs that can be a good disease causer or poison.
Disease causer. Once again, roll survival / knowledge nature. I suppose.
I'll take nature. My nature's
Okay.
better.
All right.
12.
12, not much. I'll say with the 12 that you probably find some things that, you're like, this is probably poisonous. Based off of like, brightly colored things have a tendency to be like, this is supposed to warn away stuff. And if it doesn't, it's going to fucking bite you in the ass. Not much, not enough to like make an entire dose of poison by far. But
Enough to
Built.
study.
sure.
Perfect.
Sure.
In-
Nothing
imperfect.
disease causing though.
It was not enough to study. In fact, I'm so sorry to tell you.
One leaf. Can't study. Okay. Yes.
For his part, we don't necessarily have to roleplay this out because it would basically just be the DM feeding them information and then it getting fed back to Geist. Geist would have probably spent because we're traveling for like what 8-12 hours.
I figured something along those lines. Nice full day of traveling.
Yeah. Once we get like
Butts
Into
are
the-
sore.
once we get like onto the road in earnest, probably would have tried to pick Miss Bell and Callie's brains about like the layout of the location we're heading to, what their sheriff slash law enforcement situation was, basically trying to gather whatever details he could use for a plan of attack.
I don't know if Callie would know anything. I don't think Callie's been to Picton.
I just listed those two characters because they are from the area-ish, or like local livers, yeah.
That's tally up to you guys whether you think you would have ever made a trip to Picton or not.
Callie has not gone to Picton.
Okay. What about Belle?
Miss Bell?
Right. She may have even, because on her kind of wandering, maybe supplies or, that kind of thing, or to pick up girls, but I don't think it would have been like a lot of official business or anything. Like maybe just enough to know for shopping or what have you, right?
So I mean, that's up to you. If you would want to roll, you could basically roll a history check with wisdom. If you
Whatever
feel
it
like
was,
you
it was a
noted
nat
anything.
20.
Okay. All right. That is, yeah. That'll definitely get you something. What questions were you asking, guys? Exactly.
Like a layout of the town. Like probably would have asked to do like a dirt sketch with him during one of our like water and the horses type breaks, and then ask like what their sheriff slash law enforcement slash thug situation is, depending on how that is governed and run and all that.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a town. It's smaller than Crystal Grit. They used to be about the same size. Right around the time that you got there, Belle. Like when around the time when you first got here, they were much closer to the same size. But Crystal Grit has exponentially grown under the care of the Talon Gang and specifically the mayor. But what you know of it, so it is literally like a two-street town. It is like a big crossroads. You got, the sheriff's office, the mayor's office, like the post office or whatever, like all kind of in the corner there in the very center, and then it kind of goes off. And similarly to Crystal Grit, the like mining operation is a little ways away. It's about like a mile and a half. The town is a little separated from where their mine shafts and everything go down. But like fewer miners, way less organized. Like they don't have an overseer or anything like Crystal Grit does that manages like constant shifts. It's much more ragtag of the group. The miners are more like groups of adventurers than they are like employees. It's more of like they'll talk amongst themselves and be like, okay, well we'll get this group, and then they'll go down, which is kind of why its growth completely stagnated and has remained just this small rinky-dink town. The mayor situation is kind of up in the air. They have been through almost as many mayors as there's been years since you've been here. Pretty high turnover rate. Nobody seems particularly successful. It's not usually mortal. It's not like they're assassinated or killed or anything. A lot of times they either just get like kicked out of office for being kind of useless, or they thought there would be more wealth in being the mayor of a town and packed up and left. The sheriff, as far as you know, has remained more or less the same. It's a guy named Brett Walden, but he's pretty ineffectual. While Crystal Grit is literally run by a gang, and Picton is not. Picton is more lawless by comparison. Walden wields basically ineffectual amounts of power. But that being said, he's probably a more effective gunslinger than Crystal Grit Sheriff because he ends up in more shootouts. Trade-offs.
So is that, I guess, sorry for 20 questions while we're trying to get to the next day, but does that mean that like shootouts and stuff like that are fairly common in Picton?
They have been relatively common. There's every now and then there will be clashes there between either some of like most commonly between, like I said, the miners are more like groups of adventurers. There will be squabbles over, people will try to steal from each other, because that is by far the lucrative business in Picton. Nothing else really makes money worth a fuck, aside from feeding people who like you have to eat to live, kind of deal.
Whole economy revolves around the miners and supporting the miners.
Correct. It's just it's like a much weaker version of Crystal Grit, more or less. Like they have a saloon, they have a mine, and they have a government, big air quotes, and occasionally they will get like bullied by actual gangs pulling through.
Dean, would I know the saloon owner?
Probably so. I don't
Like
see
not
why
like
you
close, not like buddy, but would have like, hi, da da da. Especially at the time when they were more kind of like sister towns.
Yeah, I mean, there's still like some trade that goes on between the two, but it has been very clear that Sinclair has kind of decided that he's not about to try to invest in anything over that way. So it's very surface level of like, yeah, we're still friendly.
Do I know the name of the saloon owner there?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I've
No, you're
lost
good. Thank you.
documents.
Random question.
That is, I can't find his actual name, so we're just gonna rename him right now. That is gonna be James O'Lynn.
James what? Sorry.
O'Lynn, almost kind of like the Irish, kind of like O'Malley, but it's O'Lynn.
Okay. James the land owner. Okay. So yeah. So Belle would just, when I first came out here, the towns were more of a size. I think you will find that Picton has not grown and flourished such as Crystal Grit has. It's a little more rough and tumble. It's a two-street town. I have met the saloon owner there, Mr. O'Lynn. He has always been friendly and supportive, but it has been some years since I've been by, about 2 or 3 since I've come by here. My most recent knowledge has been from folks who have passed through, some girls and some gentlemen who have come to work for me from here. All in all, I think we'll find it's a little bit more rough and tumble than Crystal Grit, and a little smaller. I believe it will be quite hard to sneak up on anything. We would make fair an entrance. We would be noticed.
Also harder to hide.
Yeah, that goes both ways. You got a
Absolutely.
bunch of people in there. Everyone's gonna know about it.
We have
That's
2
true.
more days to travel after this?
Y'all are gonna have y'all have been traveling for 2 days. It's not quite a full week, so
Okay.
like 3.5.
That total number was what I'd forgotten. So
I believe perhaps our best plan might be to not try to hide, but to just enter in under perhaps a good cover story. And just kind of mosey on into town and then do whatever we need to do.
we go to acquire this
I mean-
individual.
If they're still in there, they're gonna recognize me.
So I think that further outlines our need for a plan, a course of action. But once we arrive, we're not kicking indoors and pulling a bunch of triggers right off the bat. So that means we need to actually have primary, secondary, and perhaps even a tertiary plan.
As much as I would love to kick down doors and have a good time, I believe this is the conversation me and Miss Callie were having last night about having a proper approach to the situation. We couldn't talk to folks, butter them up a little bit.
Agreed. I think their sheriff, Mr. Brett Walden, does not wield quite the influence, I think, that we are accustomed to. But we may find that he is a little bit more skilled with his guns than our own sheriff at home. So we might want to keep that in mind as we make our plans.
Do we know anything of the relationship between Mr. Walden and Alistair wouldn't forget, but it's been a while for me. Mr. Desmond. Anything of their relationship?
Dice looks back at Miss Bell.
DM, would she know that from that tangential kind of knowledge?
One more time. What was the question? I'm
Wait.
sorry, I was looking for a name.
Wondering if Belle knows anything about the relationship between our quarry and the sheriff there in town.
Not that you know. I mean, there's Walden's relationship with gangs has been, as far as you're aware, and I mean, you got a natural 20, so I mean, even that you know that it's only ever been adversarial.
My question was about Desmond Sinclair and Brett
Oh,
Walden.
I'm sorry, I missed.
No,
sorry,
that
I
was
misunderstood.
Oh, yeah, I mean, no, as far as you're aware, there's no relationship between Sinclair and Walden.
Positive or negative.
Positive or negative. Like I said, Sinclair basically, at least for the time being, has more or less written Picton off. He is not going to try to spread himself between trying to manage two towns.
So we
He's
can
gonna be
assume
focusing.
it's probably a negative relationship in that instance. I would assume, at the very least, if Mr. Desmond has written off this entire city, I don't think Mr. Walden would take that very kindly in one way or the other.
I agree. I believe Mr. Sinclair has decided to put all his focus on Crystal Grit, so he has not developed relationships one way or the other in Picton, is my understanding.
Maybe we could leverage that relationship if we perhaps tell Mr. Walden that there's a chance that Sinclair may reconsider his position. Then perhaps Walden won't give us too much trouble while we're in the town looking for our quarry.
You said he seems like an honest sort of sheriff, not bought or owned.
It's unfortunate.
Understanding is that he's pretty much on one side and gangs are on the other side. However that works out. But again, it has been some years since I've been here, and most of my information has been through folks passing through. So I have a sense, but I don't know how solid that is.
Well, maybe murderers and thieves being in his midst will be enough to wet his whistle.
That's a good point. I also think right now with the plan that we're trying to make, we don't have a lot of dots to try and connect together. So actually being in Picton, maybe we lay low for a couple of days right outside of town and gather some information before we execute.
That would be an excellent idea. I am fairly proficient at getting people to talk, and I can look unassuming, speak to some individuals, figure out the social lay of the land, as it were.
You got a gun longer than John almost over here. What we need is a location.
Wouldn't be taking
Eric.
that to town for the conversational part.
Right.
If we do find this gentleman, not so gentleman, and he recognizes you and just starts firing at us, how do we intend to take him alive?
With
best-
bullets not to the head.
The best I can do is I can create a trap of sorts that will tie him up, and there's a chance that he can escape from it.
Alistair smiles. He says, I should have us covered in that department. I am fairly capable at incapacitating somebody.
Clarify. Sinclair wants the leader of the Worm Riders. He doesn't give two fucks about the people that attacked King's farm.
Right. I think he's talking about the leader being dead or alive.
Which
So,
Okay, perfect.
Mr. King has met this gentleman, but it was quite a while ago.
Oh.
So
I could
how good do you think his memory is? That's up to you. That's a risk you get.
I could set the gentleman down, but even if it wasn't a immediate departure from this existence, it would require medical assistance fairly rapidly to stabilize.
Well, I can handle that well enough. I can bring him back.
You'd have a shockingly short time. I tend to leave a big hole.
Me
I
too.
mean,
Wiggles his eyebrows.
all right, gentlemen.
The more
Shakes her
charismatic of
head.
us can go in town and gather in the information that we can. The rest of us that might be recognized or otherwise, maybe scout around the town, around the mines, get some information from afar. Try not to talk to nobody and try not to be seen. If you have a cloak or something, try to cover your face if you think you'll be recognized.
That
Mr.
sounds
Clyde.
like a good idea. Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
No, it's fine. He had mentioned the size of my weapon, and if you do happen to see a good observation point in the immediate vicinity of the town while you're scouting around and the two of us are reconnoitering within the city limits, if you could communicate that to me, it would be just fantastic.
I mean, there can't be more than 24 buildings in this whole place. I don't understand why y'all making this complex. They're either there or they ain't. We find out, we move on to the next spot, or we pin them down and we take care of it.
Mr. King, while I understand you want this done as quickly and as efficiently as possible, we don't want bullets just flying all willy-nilly. We're here to help you. We are on your side. I promise you that. But there's a better, more refined way to handling these things.
All in all, oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, Mr. King, Miss Bell and I know what these folks look like. It would be very easy for us to go in, find them, and then we are two women that can easily bring folks to wherever we'd like them to be. It's easy to get them out of town, which would be probably the preference, so that we don't get shot by the sheriff.
I like that idea. So if I understand you correctly, an ambush. We will lead them
course.
out to where our fair companions will lie in wait. I think that sounds wonderful.
Perhaps even better. As much as an ambush is better than a straight-up gunfight, you are safest when they are leaving their lifeblood on the pillow.
Agreed.
Just a thought.
I mean, there are many courses of action that we take, but I do believe that the first thing that we should do is go and figure out what the situation is.
Of course.
100%.
Just, I think, projecting some potential options in the future so that we know what to be looking for while we are in town and while you're all circumnavigating the territory.
I think my general point is Miss Bell and I are very unassuming, and we can go get in and get out without much of a fuss.
I don't think that one Mr. Morgan Barrington will irritate any people while he is there.
If you say so.
And the more recognizable of us, such as Miss Sarah Bell, you are quite lovely, but your Mr. John here is gonna be very recognizable no matter where he goes. I'm sure you know that, and you are very proud of it, as you should be.
I mean, he just looks like a card when he's in town.
Is he still doing this?
Callie looks at Sarah Bell and goes, Sarah
What?
Bell, I clocked John from pitch night of what it was. I highlight, if there are any kind of folks looking closely, they will know.
No doubt that's because of Miss Kelly's trained eye. I'm sure the normal passerby wouldn't give two looks at him, but it's better to be safer than sorry. So perhaps you and Mr. King take on the outer looks of what's going on outside of the town. Also, keep an eye on public drinking sources. Those can come in quite handy when you need to make certain things happen.
I mean, it only makes sense. As lovely as my wings are, they are quite noticeable. And she just kind of flicks her vestigial wings, and just a little bit of feathery goop comes off with it.
Oh, bless you. However, the sun's getting low. We looking at camp once more.
I think that is a fantastic idea.
Sure.
I agree. My Gus has pricked his ears up on occasion as we've traveled throughout the day. Nothing that seemed to cause too much concern, but I do agree. I think it'd be good to be settled in before nightfall.
Sure. I haven't seen any indication of riders or individuals on foot, and there's a desert cat meowing nearby. I quite frankly don't know much about these rocks and whatever plants and animals.
I don't know much
There's a desert
about
cat
them
on my
rocks.
cart.
What the cat doing? That's a bad desert cat. Not long for this world. It's gonna get ate.
Goodness.
Don't leave that cat on my cart.
That's on my cart, first of all.
John will eat the cat.
I hate that so
Oh,
much.
go.
What in the Addams family is going on over here?
How dare you? All right.
You know, between Alistair and Sarah Bell, there's a lot of Adams family stuff going on. Actually, all right, we got a theme song. Sarah Bell, let's go.
Whispers in the dust. Da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da. And then John snaps. It's perfect.
Stop.
That's pretty bad.
Honey,
That's pretty bad.
why?
Da-da-da-da.
That's pretty good.
Da-da-da-da.
Goodness.
Good gracious.
DM, I'd like to work on some poison tonight if you're cool with that.
Sure, by all means.
Don't know if what kind of poison we got here with these resources, but
You got the stuff for making base poison, I believe.
okay, so the 1d4.
I feel like it was more than that. It was, hold on, let me double check. I had looked it up in the moment. Poison. Da 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 da. Wow, that is really whack. It's really ass, yeah. Basic, just doing.
I have no intent at the moment of using it right now. If you want me to just roll the check,
Go ahead and roll the check.
and then we can discuss it later.
Question before you roll it. Would you accept Sarabelle's help in it? Because she had expressed earlier that she was interested in helping, I forget what your
Agatha.
paramours, Agatha, with the creation of potions and whatnot.
Well, that works because while it's my proficiency, Agatha does it. So you'd probably see her outside of like the back of the cart working on it. So yeah, she'd absolutely take your help if you wanted it. Y'all can have some bonding time while making poisons.
Okay. Yeah. I'm probably gonna make a slight homebrew call because the jump between the two lists, it goes from basic, which is 1d4, basically to serpent, which is 3d6, and that for injury poisons, and that's the jump. So I'd probably we'd probably fall somewhere in the middle. Let's say like 2d4, maybe would be the poison instead of just 1d4. Just get added an extra die.
We can take some time and think on
That-
it. No big deal.
Enough that it will kill like a 4 HP commoner on average, right?
Cool. So rolling with advantage, and this is proficiency plus intelligence.
Yeah, I'd say plus intelligence.
Okay, so +5. Natural 20 with that advantage. Drop to 5 for a natural 20. So
Yeah.
that's a total of 25.
Total of 25. Do you recall how much you got? How
Yep.
much of the poison stuff you got?
Yep, I have it
So I
on my
believe I-
notes right here. I have components for 7 vials of poison.
I'll say with a natural 20, you probably get through 3.
Sick.
Especially because you also have an extra pair of hands. So I think that maybe more than one extra pair of hands, depending on.
Oh, John would not be able to help with that.
What about his little hand?
That's like inside the cart. I guess if you
On
place
the
the stuff in
cart.
front of the door, sure.
Anywho, but yeah, but between obviously like Agatha and Sarabelle working on this together, I'd say with a natural 20, yeah, I'd say three vials are able to get done.
Sick. Sick nasty.
Shenasty. Anybody else have actions for the evening?
Geist, for his part, would be sitting down with the information he had gotten about the layout and basically doing like tactical stuff, like in his little notebook, having like a quick sketch of the town, drawing like this is the distance that is optimum for my rifle, this is the extended distance, like tracing out circles and.
Your rifle can probably fire across this town from end to end pretty
No, he's
effectively.
talking about from outside of the town, like how far out.
Okay,
and all that,
fair
so.
enough.
And kind of setting the page. He'll fill it in with like the surrounding territory once he gets close, but he's starting his area of operations dossier.
Okay.
Uh, as we've like settled down, Callie would have used her divine sense to sort of make a perimeter check to see if there's anything funky hanging around, and also having spent quite a lot of time around the mines out in Crystal Grit, can I make a survival check or perception or nature or something to check for the any indicators of the elementals?
The elemental variety. Yeah, roll a survival check for me.
Okay.
Also, somebody roll percentiles.
You said survival.
Yeah, survival for you.
I don't have.
31%.
31. Okay.
I rolled a 15 on my survival.
15. Not that you notice.
Okay. And I'm assuming I didn't pick up anything on divine sense aside from turnip.
With the 31 on the percentiles, it's odd because what all does your divine sense pick up again?
Celestial. Let's see.
Is it Fey, Fiend, Undead?
Yeah, so you can
And celestial?
detect good and evil. Celestial, Fiend, Undead within 60 feet. So I'm actively walking.
Yeah.
So...
So not divine sense, but detect good and evil, and you're walking around through its duration.
It says divine sense. As an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So
doing a quick like walkabout, you don't sense anything actively. There is like almost like a fiendish residue that is like tainted with undead, like almost like yeah, that you sense kind of vaguely, like it's almost like a slight like if like something's been rotting.
mm-hmm.
Like if like there's roadkill and then it gets removed and so it's been a couple of days but you can still kind of smell it like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Callie sighs. Goes, shit. And sort of wanders back into camp and says, all right, everyone, I don't know what it means, but there is something undead, unnatural that's been here. I can't really tell how long it's been, right? A couple of days, maybe?
Maybe. You're not sure.
Yeah. So just be aware. Keep your eyes alert, looking about.
Of course, Alistair says with a hat over his eyes.
I fully intend to, he says, already like carefully peering into the distance, quite the opposite energy of Alistair.
Yeah.
I'm sure John will assist anybody that needs help. Keep him watch.
What is John's bonus to perception out of curiosity?
I believe it is 10 plus proficiency bonus. I think it's my proficiency bonus. So
Yeah, he uses your proficiency bonus. I didn't know if he had a wisdom score or not.
It is 12, which is 1. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's got dark sight.
But it is +3 to his for his perception. Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Any further actions? Anything at all?
Callie's taken most of the shifts with the exception of a 4-hour chunk of time to trance. So,
Which y'all have a sizable party with multiple
Yeah.
NPCs that don't sleep. Because I don't believe Gus has to sleep either. Not necessarily. I think he is also slightly supernatural.
Other than
I could
keeping
be
watch, there's not really anything else guys should be doing.
What is y'all's watch order for the evening?
It would be pertinent, I think, considering my talents, to have a little bit of light, if possible. Not quasi, but preferable.
What a scrub can't
I
sleep.
agree. I would, if as long as it doesn't inconvenience anyone, I would like to take a look around as soon as it begins to get light. So I believe I would prefer to take the last watch for that reason alone.
All right, I'll jump in the middle.
that
And
works.
I do love the dark.
I bet.
I don't like that at all. Okay, so to clarify, that is who taking first?
I'm taking first and
Callie
second
first.
watch.
First
Um,
and second for Callie.
First, I'm assuming for Geist.
So 1,
Probably second,
2.
with John going for everybody's.
Yeah, John
assistant.
will be present. Period. Yeah. So I got
I'm in the
1,
middle.
2, 3. Who's number 4?
Bell and Gus
And then Bell.
and John. And John.
And Mr. Dotree.
We'll be taking
Nah.
his leave promptly to go to sleep.
I mean, I ain't doing all this.
If
watch
someone
shit.
asks about it, he'll talk to him about it. But if not, he'll just be going to sleep.
Dotree said, "Beauty sleep necessary."
It takes a lot to keep the bags under these eyes just so perfectly shaded.
Yeah, wouldn't want you to miss out on your beauty rest.
That being said, can I start getting perception checks in order? So first, Callie, you guys.
And John?
And John, sure. John can't
Just-
talk, so I'm not sure
just-
what he's gonna do if he sees something and other people don't. But
Just smash cut to like
Throws his eyeball at
guys
somebody.
putting a blindfold on John. Like, just stay with that, please.
That perception is a 16.
15. So
15. Okay.
9.
9. Okay.
Yeah, you stay with that.
John just like choke slams. Anyway, first watch passes without issue. Second watch.
I've already forgotten. Am I on second or third?
You're
Or-
third.
Or
All
third,
right.
yeah.
Try.
Let's see.
It's a little bit better. That's a 17 for this watch.
Okay, nice.
19 for Sarabelle, 18 for John.
You'll probably have to like shoo off some curious critters, but nothing actually gets yours. Oh, and I can't remember if I asked this for y'all's first night or not. Are y'all having a campfire?
I think we specifically said on the first night we were talking around the campfire at one point,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yeah.
There's no
Probably
thing.
like
I think
a small one at least for cooking.
Well, no
Yeah,
one's
this is it.
no one that we know of is tracking us, so what does it matter if we have a campfire?
Yeah, sure. 100%.
I think that we described our campfire as the one that was like buried in the
yeah, we
ground.
were gonna dig in. We were gonna dig a little pit.
Y'all would have been able to find like any like this. The terrain isn't like super hilly or stuff, but there are like rocks and boulders and things occasionally. Probably could have found something to like camp nearby that could block some firelight. Okay. So aside from having to shoo away some critters, maybe some things that are maybe a bit more predatory, but aren't gonna mess with a group y'all size. Your watch past audition. Third watch.
24.
24.
Let's go.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
13 for John.
13.
Shit, I just have a watch by myself.
I would say it that way.
Alright.
With a
Never
20,
alone when John's around.
What's John?
with a 24, I'd say probably about midway through your watch, maybe or like 3/4 through, you hear a distant that then trails off into silence.
I don't know what that sound was.
Kent doesn't. Clyde would.
Okay.
That was an earth elemental coming relatively close to the surface, like enough to be like tremorsing, like starting. They
gotcha.
didn't quite get up on top, but they are right. That was right at the surface.
Would I know maybe how far away that was?
With a 24, figure maybe 150 feet away.
All right. And they're more off of movement, not so much sound, right?
I'd say that kind of, especially living
Yeah.
and doing most of your business in a mining town, that would be pretty common knowledge. They've got tremor sense.
Right. Yeah. I'll call out there, everyone. Got some metal minerals close. Don't make no sudden movements. Maybe they'll move on by. And I will remain still. The spot that I'm kind of sitting in.
Geist will pull the cart to an immediate stop. Oh,
Y'all are sleeping.
Yeah, this is
It's
nighttime.
Geist is out there drifting around in the fucking desert. I'm just like-
Got Tokyo drift. My fucking
Daredevil living up to that name right now. He's
Guy-
just
I was
Guys,
Monkey's
just
like,
I'll
just
stop
looking
the
for
cart.
food.
What?
so for context. Since I forgot about the level up, I was leveling up my character sheet. I thought we'd already passed all the watch.
Tisk didn't level up. That's great.
I'm still level 3. Forever level 3.
Oh god, it's like you didn't level up. You don't get to now.
Them's the rules.
Geist will very carefully climb into the cart then. Slowly.
John will look at you, but remain like frozen.
As Geist is slowly moving around, I'll remind him. That means don't move, not move places slowly.
I thought there was a stage play on the mainland called Vibrations, and I figured if I got off the ground directly, that could help. He looks like visibly nervous.
Fancy man.
You can't really see Clyde's eyes, but he is looking at you like you're an idiot.
He's probably like frozen in place where you told him you're not supposed to move at all. So he's got like one hand on the cart, one leg lifted, just right.
Alistair will be woken up, or at least I assume I am. I got a 14 on a perception check with disadvantage to wake up when
Yeah,
light called.
I'd say so.
I'll just to help those of us that can't see in the dark, I'll pull something out of the wagon. Maybe looks like he got somewhere else. Throw them into the air and cast dancing lights. And you just set some low dim lights, so at least we can see where we might be getting our asses kicked from.
Hell yeah.
So you said not to move.
I'm up on a cart and I'm not moving.
Look, that's what I want to be.
Yeah, I mean, you can sense vibrations in a cart. Cart still touch the ground.
That's true.
That's not what the stage plays on.
If it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Correct. All right.
Right.
So y'all just waiting.
We wait.
Yeah.
Well, stealth check for me.
What check is it? Is it stealth? To not be seen, I guess.
Sure. Trying to be still.
Question. How does stealth work if you've gone back to sleep?
You can't.
Okay.
Passive stealth.
At disadvantage because you're asleep.
Oh no.
This +2 about to go crazy.
A big question. You toss and turn in your sleep.
Cerebell is now, because I rolled a 5.
Yeah, we're not doing too
As
great.
soon as Cerebell tosses and turns one time, I would I would like to remedy that.
I don't know if it's gonna
Kill
help,
me.
boy. Natural 1.
Oh,
Nice.
+2 for 3.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
Callie rolled a 23.
That's pretty
Dirty
good.
20.
Oh, I need to roll for John. Ooh. 6.
That's pretty bad. So far we have a natural 1 for a 3, what I'm assuming is not a natural 1 for a 6, a 23, and what were my other checks?
20. Dirty.
20,
22.
22.
Bell
Brandon.
was 17, and Gus is a dirty 20.
Cerebell was 5.
Turnip was 15.
Turnip was 15. What about John?
6.
John was the 6. Oh. That's pretty bad. Y'all have so many creatures. There's so much going on here.
Nice. Desert is my favored terrain.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a natural explorer for the surviving and being stealthy in the desert. So I don't know if that matters. Probably not.
Whenever
That is-
whenever Cerebell starts to toss and turn, if it becomes relevant, I'd like for my shadow to sort of appear over her and just kind of apply a little bit of pressure. Just stop the
it
tossing and the turning.
smothers her.
Like how cats put a paw on things. They
Right.
I'll say, because a lot of you roll, because I had 1 over 20, 1 over 22 over 23 over 20 or plus. Gus had a dirty 20, and what was yours, Belle?
17.
A 17. Turnip was a 15. 5, 6. Nat 1.
Wait, no, I think I told a lie. Mine was a 15.
15.
I looked over at the die and I haven't touched it, so it was.
Gotcha. Okay. That rumbling, that
I wanted it to be 17.
drifts closer.
No, it was, because my dex is 4. So 17, it was 17.
100 feet.
Sorry, so confused.
50 feet. 30 feet. Silence. Goes back underground. Best you can tell. 60 seconds pass. A minute, or another minute passes. 3 minutes pass. Seems to have left.
All right.
I roll over and talk and speak to Mr. King. Go, Mr. King, I do think that we need to have a conversation with the rest of our party about the actions of the elementals and what draws them, because I don't particularly want to get eaten by them. So,
Do they eat us?
honey,
Can I roll an Arcana or a History check to see what I know about elementals?
Sure.
Which one?
Mr. Professor, yes.
I take
yes,
it either. You can do either.
Oh, they're the same bonus. It don't matter. Shit. You know what? I'll still use it just in case I can get a 6. Maybe it'll come up. Okay. That was on the keyboard.
Technically speaking, even though it would only be like some cursory information for him to kind of hold up his disguise in casual conversation, could I roll like investigation or something to see what he was able to figure out?
I will allow that, sure.
Yes, it's surface information, so if you want to say that it literally cannot get anything, deeper, that's fine.
13 for me.
13. Okay.
$23.
23. Very nice.
Expertise.
For Mr. Dotry, what kind of information are you looking for?
Do elementals stalk people?
Okay. I'll say between the 13 and 23, elementals do not eat people. I will say that y'all both know that, at the very least. They will murder the shit out of you. They're a lot more like hippos, and whereas they'll kill you without
Territorial.
any actual, gain to themselves. I'll say with a 13, even though it's only a 13, I will say no. That sounds distinctly out of character for elementals.
Okay.
Not unless, 13. This is it's low, but this is a big deal here. So I feel like you would have gotten some of this information like relatively easily. I'd say the only times where like elementals have pursued people out of like immediate territory, at least in Eucryptia Doll, has been if they have been in possession of their like gems and things in general from their like burrows and stuff, but also specific. And I believe I said this when you guys got them, but similar things with the magical gems and like the mind stones specifically. That they do have more of a tendency to draw them. But also that being said, normally they would not like. That would, as many as you guys were carrying, would not by themselves be enough to draw an elemental to the surface. Like, that's more or less unheard of. With our 23, like, that's really good. So, even though you're wanting, like, mostly surface level stuff, you rolled really well, and you're trying to carry off the guise of somebody who studies elementals. So... that's the big thing, like very, very similar things. They are throughout the continent. Most obviously the most heavily concentrated in these boroughs and things where the mining operations happen, and the most dense groupings of those boroughs is around these fortresses that kind of dot the continent. Like I said, they can be drawn. Like there are folks that is specifically their job, like they ride on the outside of the trains that kind of go across Eucryptia Doll, and their job is to like fend off earth elementals that get pissed off by the train, because that is big enough and enough vibrations like that very commonly draws earth elementals. Like railways have to be very commonly repaired and things, and there are guys like that, like I said, they ride on the outside of the train and they make them fuck off. Or at least long enough for the train cars to pass.
Also, if there's, you don't want to try and improv everything he knows right now, I'm going to record it hinder his knowledge or research
Yeah,
for
sure.
his
Yeah,
roles
and we
thing.
can kind of, yeah, sure, we can kind of piecemeal that out as it becomes relevant. But you know, like all of the surface level stuff there is to know, like stuff that would be pretty easy to locate and that would, you know, help you at least like provide a solid foundation for your disguise as a professor of elementals.
But ultimately, we're piecing it together that this is an odd circumstance for it to be this close to us and surface level.
Y'all seen one. I mean, it happens.
Okay.
Y'all seen it once. So, I mean, it happens. Like, the thing, specifically the question about do they stalk people, that's a pretty hard no. So, no, you like, I mean, it could be a coincidence.
Strange, I think.
Y'all going back to sleep?
Probably takes him a minute.
Cerebel's already asleep.
Oh, finish watch.
Okay.
Bell is for sure.
Guy's still sleeping in his cart. Kind of moves his bed out from under it.
Alistair's awake. He'll go talk to Mr. King.
Mr. King.
Mr. King. I'm
Yep.
awake. You are still on watch. I will read out your watch with you if you do not mind the company.
That's fine by me.
Wonderful. Know your man a few words. If you don't mind humoring me, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like why you don't want me to know your real name.
Because it might be a famous one across the pond.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
During this conversation, at least when you first walk up, John will lower himself down to the ground and a hand will pop out and pat one of the seats on the cart.
Towards
He
me?
is not done towards you. He's not done this to anybody else in the party.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. But
Relaxing.
I'm gonna be walking around for a minute.
Thumbs up. Arm back.
Thumbs up to you, my friend. You know what, John? You shaping to be the friendliest face around here.
Another thumbs up, and he's gonna go back to circling the camp.
Wait, John is just walking circles around the camp?
I mean, walking with, like, as long as he hasn't been chased away by a king.
Yeah.
Famous in what kind of way? An infamous kind of way where you don't want no one of you just because you don't want people coming up to you and harassing you. My name famous a little bit too overseas, less so over here. Can't say that I'm too I miss it too much, but
The kind where folks come to your farm and kill your son and shoot you for dead. Maybe kill your wife too. You don't really question what the reason was.
so you think this is some sort of retribution for past actions or past life?
Something like that.
Interesting. I do find you interesting, Mr. King. A bit of a juxtaposition of someone I find highly intriguing, but also the most quiet person around this camp.
Yeah, sometimes listening bears better fruit, I guess.
So the shopkeeper out there was a good man.
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, he just did good things and didn't mess with nobody. As far as I know, didn't do anything illicit.
What was these good things? And as far as illicit dealings, well, he's selling guns and weapons out of the back of his shop for a mob boss. Illicit dealings is kind of his business. In all fairness, I'm not one to judge anybody or anything. But just
I guess-
wondering if there was a story behind you calling him a good man. Typically, there's a story behind that sort of thing.
When you got a Goliath for a son, it ain't easy to throw him on your shoulders.
Could fool me. You look mighty sturdy.
I'm pretty old.
Very well. Walk with you in silence till your your watch is over.
All right.
15 minutes. That's all you get.
15 minutes is just walking in silence. No, I mean he'll make conversation with you. And what exactly is it that you're famous or infamous for?
Little bit of fame in writing books. Is it?
What kind of books you write?
A bit of an anthology series, just about people getting what they deserve. I'm intrigued about your story.
I see. Lots of revenge and star-crossed lovers and all that kind of stuff.
Also, karma, just catching up with folks that deserve it.
He gives a quiet nod to that one.
Okay.
That's it. Ain't a talkative guy. You get the impression that probably deserves it. Or he at least believes he does.
Yeah, and I think the way the King probably gets from Alistair is that he's interested in both sides of it. You going off and wanting to give these guys what they deserve, and the opposite. He's not necessarily taking sides. Just interested. It was a very squeaky armrest.
All right.
All right. So, your watch continues and ends. Last watch.
11.
Ladies and
Oh.
gentlemen, okay. Let's see. Bill had a natural 20 for a 22.
Let's go.
Very nice. Very, very
And Gus is sleepy because that threw him off, so that was 9 for an 11.
nice. Okay. All right. With a natural 20, very attentive. But no more rumblings that you can hear for the night. Morning comes.
DM, as soon as it's like starts to be light, Bell's gonna, take Gus and just kind of like do like expanding circles around the camp to see if she sees any tracks, or anything. See if she can see anything that, she might not have noticed.
Okay, just tracks or something? Roll a survival check for me.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Let's see. That is, I'm having to do actual math. D&D Beyond, where are you? Okay. 18 plus 4 is 22, and I get twice my proficiency because of the wanderer thing. So that would be 26.
26.
Sorry, math is hard, y'all.
22. Double your proficiency would bring you to 24. Because your proficiency is
24?
currently
Okay.
4, yeah. Or is currently plus
Okay.
2. So,
Okay, so that's how hard math is. it is that hard. 24.
So 24.
Mhm.
None. You don't see any tracks or anything. Not animal tracks aside from like some other smaller critters. But there is, similar to what Geist found yesterday. There's in several places, if you kind of loop around, there are those like disturbed earth, like where this thing is, earth animals don't leave holes because they literally
Mhm.
glide through the earth, but there are disturbances where, and I was like, especially having lived here for a while and with your survival check being that high, like there are several patches and some like longer strips, especially very near the camp, where an earth elemental came much like right up to the surface without quite surfacing.
And it says, while tracking, you learn the exact number, size, and how long ago they passed through the area. So I would have been able to tell how many, or
This is weird because they're underground. Best you can
tell how many ridges, how many little mole trails.
Like I said, but that's the thing, it doesn't leave like holes. It's like I said, it's not quite the same. It is literally disturbed earth. It's almost like somebody dug a hole and then filled it back in. So it's still flat. It's just turned. Like if almost like somebody's tilled that area. That said, I'm not gonna rob you of your class ability. Best you can figure, you think this is only
one, like, just looks like it was wandering around and then just kind of headed back.
It does, from like looking in this area, it does seem to it seems to have been kind of like all around. It seems to have been. Y'all only noticed it at that one point, and that was the only time where it kind of started to beeline for you guys. But as best you can tell, I mean, it could have been more than one. Just if there was more than one, it was one at a time. You would guess they weren't together.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so then after she has a pretty good sense of, knowing that it was just the one probably and everything, and that it definitely seemed to have left, she'll go back and, start making coffee and, putting breakfast together for everybody so that it's ready as they wake up.
Anything anybody wants to do this morning?
Miss Arabelle, you are a wonderful person keeping us topped up on coffee like this. I do appreciate you.
Huh?
You're also welcome.
Sorry,
We
Miss
have to
Bell.
get
No,
going as we go.
Alistair would have messed it up.
I knew what you meant. Things are so close. No, absolutely. I mean, we have to be alert on our travels, and we must have full stomachs to help us get further on our way.
Absolutely.
Just as usual, scout around in the morning and then heading back. Thank you very much for the coffee. It is a unexpected pleasure here in the wilderness.
You're quite welcome, sir. Callie, Sarah Belle Dollins, did y'all get your breakfast?
Yes, ma'am. I've already gotten on my horse and then just like waiting for everybody to like mobilize.
Sarabelle's sitting in the back of John, just kind of nodding off with the coffee and the breakfast in her hand. Yeah. Yeah. It's delicious. Thank you.
I don't know about delicious, but I'm glad that it will fill your stomach.
Is there a pond or anything nearby?
I mean, I'd say, with Sarabelle's good gravy, Sarabelle's background, I'd say that y'all probably camp somewhere near like a water source. Maybe it's not a big water source, but probably something. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm gonna have soap on my inventory, so I'm gonna use it. Alistair's gonna
You could take a bath.
yeah, Alistair's gonna get like a wash basin, take a bath.
All right.
Him and Agatha. That's what they were doing this morning.
That is probably quite cold, or at the very least, it's not warm.
They're into that whole
How
new
far away
cold
is this from the
immersion
camp?
stuff.
I mean, I probably imagine y'all camp fairly close to it since it's a freshwater source.
Ponds aren't freshwater sources.
It's not salt water, that's for sure.
Spring, maybe?
They're,
You shouldn't drink
Alright.
out of a pond. Like I said, I
You shouldn't
specified
bathe
that
in a
y'all are
pond
probably
either.
near a drinkable water source due to
Okay.
Sarah Bell's
Gotcha.
background.
Perfect.
Pond water is drinkable in that you can boil pond water and drink it. You
It's
cannot
still
boil
fresh
seawater
water.
and drink it.
This pond is fed directly from the elemental plane of water, so we're good.
Damn.
Elemental
Man,
plane of
roll
salt water.
percentiles for me.
Elemental
Hello.
plane of salt water.
You said roll
Yikes.
percentiles.
Yeah. That, yeah, if you're in a
That's
pond, if
meaning
you're a
that you,
pond
like,
fed
fall
by
through.
elemental plane of water, might have- you might-
97. I
might have a
shit you
guess.
not. It's
Well,
not a nat
considering
100.
I'm
but
assuming you would say hi. There is no elemental guest in your bath.
Damn.
Man, that'd be rough. Can you
No-
imagine getting
no
jumped by a
jacuzzi
water
effects this
elemental while
morning.
you're naked? Like, that'd be awful.
It's the best time, from what I hear.
Sure. Anywho, anything else for anybody this morning before setting out for the
That'd
day?
be more traumatic for the water elemental.
Depends on the water elemental.
If the shenanigans of getting a bath are slowing things down, Clyde will make himself known to the couple and say, essentially, we should do this at night if we're going to do it in the future. Burning daylight.
Very well. I assume I'm getting dressed. I'm not making a huge deal about it and taking
Yeah.
up a whole lot of time. I am taking care of myself, though. That is the point.
Boy, getting clean.
Correct. I will not
How much
smell
soap you got?
like dusty trail. I got a bar or something.
A bar of soap?
A pound
I'm
of
a cat.
soap.
That's a lot of fucking soap. I
That's a lot of fucking soap.
Yeah,
feel like
that
that's
is-
a lot of soap.
A pound of soap. That's like a hefty brick. This man said, let me just wash myself off real quick.
You can,
Say, like,
carve
that's stuff
off
to
a piece.
share.
Yeah, you got the share size.
Mr. King, can I offer you some soap?
Not too fond of water.
That's fair. Keeps the bugs off. Fleas in the light.
That's a joke. Tabaxi bathe. Just in a hurry.
They just use their
Mine
tongue.
as well.
Anywho. Moving on for the day. I assume that y'all are maintaining your same like steady pace, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I get a round of perception checks for everybody? As y'all
Hey, I
set
can do
off?
those.
Wonderful
Oof.
cheese.
12.
14.
12, 14,
21.
21.
Nice.
Somehow John got better than me.
I had 12, 14, 21,
18
18, 16.
for 18 for John and
It really sucks that John just cannot talk to you.
13 for me.
Figure that out. 13 for you, okay.
For Belle and 10 for Gus.
What for Belle? I'm sorry.
8.
8 for Belle. Belle's kind of zoning out. You're.
Yeah, she's lost
It's
in
just a
thought.
nice hike. Like he's real,
Yeah.
like real pretty.
It's the heat.
19 for
Lost in
turnip.
thought.
All y'all's companions rolling a lot better than
I
you.
know,
It's
right?
just like, and none of them can
It
talk.
is what it is.
I gotta work that out. You gotta get something that lets them talk. Awaken your animals, everybody.
John's just patting me.
Actually, John probably is. It's smart enough to talk. He just can't. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so with
Can John do sign language?
not at the moment at least.
He understands Common, Leonin, and Sylvan.
Leonid?
Hmm?
Hell yeah, fucking lion people. The fucking
Alright.
your backstory just got a lot more interesting. like, actually, I hadn't really thought. I'm sure they're Leonid around. Like, hell yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna say we'll go with the 21 first. Getting y'all, your morning is pretty chill. Y'all are on fairly high alert, I assume. After your close encounter of the elemental kind last night, around 11ish, maybe a little after 11:15. Sun's getting close to its apex for the day. Luckily enough for you, around I'm actually let's see. I don't know why I'm making this decision when I could roll dice for it. You're gonna have a very limited time to react to this.
Okay.
To this information. There is a slight rise in front of you. And you hear not far on the other side of it voices. What are you doing?
Did everyone hear it?
Nope.
Or just
Right now it's the 21.
So, Callie, having been in a posse, like throws up her hands and tells everybody to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of, as quietly as I can, move my horse back to everyone and say, friends, I do believe there might be some folks who are unfriendly to us. I cannot say for certain, but I can hear people talking, and I don't particularly want to get shot right now.
as
Ian, you're
you are
muted.
speaking.
Yep, I saw that. As I was saying it, about halfway through that sentence, anybody who rolled over a 15 on that perception check, you also start to hear conversational voices. They are they're going to be cresting that slight rise within the next 20 seconds.
Okay. As Callie was speaking, Geist was already pulling his little Shufa ass looking hood and veil over, and immediately does a scan for a rock formation, a log, something that is not flat in the immediate area.
Yeah, I want us to get us off the road. That was my intention.
Callie's trying to get off the road. Geist is trying to get off the road into cover. What's everybody else doing?
DM, how does my cruddy perception check
You haven't heard
balance
it yet.
out with my whip of warning? Because I can't be
Your whip of
surprised.
warning is within 30 feet,
Okay.
I believe. It's like 30 or
FYI.
60. It's in a radius around you.
Yeah. FYI, DM, he is not looking for a place to stash his cart. He vaults out of
I figured you were looking
yeah,
for
okay.
cover to
Yeah.
post up. Yeah.
Can I do an insight check on the voices to see if these are bandits behind a rock or if these are just people coming down the road?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll it. Everybody else. So
John will start scuttling to the side of the road.
it's going to just off the side of the road. Okay.
Yeah, he'll kind of rear up to try to tip Cerebel back farther into the cart, and then scuttle.
Okay. He's not going to try to get out his wheels or anything, or those are stowed. I don't know how.
Yeah, those are
how you
stowed.
describe that. Okay.
I would have to give them to him.
Okay. So you're just getting off the side of the road for right now. I will go ahead and say there's not a ton of cover here. There's probably some. I hesitate to say boulders just insinuates kind of big. There are some stones that are of the larger variety, but not like that. If you were laying prone, they could technically be cover. And some bushes and some smaller trees, but nothing beyond that.
Well,
Yeah,
with
his-
his oh, sorry, go ahead.
His reaction is to get Cerebel into cover
Right, so you
in his bed.
Right. So in there, off towards the side. Got it.
Yeah. Geist
Listening,
is less
taking
looking
cover.
for quality, is whatever is closest, because he knows his veil will help him hide. So
Sure.
he just needs something.
Boom, boom. I've got 3 people going off to the side of the road. I got one person trying to listen to figure out what is coming over the hill. Mr. King and Bell, what are y'all doing?
I'm a slip off. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I just hear voices up ahead, so I'm gonna hop off of Turnip and get her to run over towards John to
Okay.
safety in case there's
Alright.
something wrong.
Alright, probably doesn't super like John. Probably kind of freaks her out a little bit, but still. Does what she said.
Yeah. Bella doesn't know what the hell's going on. She can't hear anything, but she sees everybody like going. So she and Gus are gonna like. Must be a good idea, and slide off the side of the road and take cover.
Okay, so I've got everybody but Mr. Dotree and Clyde hitting the fucking side of the road while you two stay in the road. One of you
Yeah.
listening, the other being like, draw. Alright, you may not be. You didn't say you were taking a hostile stance, so.
Daredevil will take the stand still and be a donkey action.
Fantastic. Okay, and what was the total on your insight check there, Mr. Dotree?
Let's just narrate it by saying Dotree says, well, there's absolutely nothing. They're quite jovial people. I think I hear them singing tunes. I rolled a natural 1 on my insight check. I'll pull my card up next to where Geist has left his, or Professor Edmonton, Professor Dumont, and wait with Clyde here in the road.
Did you pull your cart to a stop?
Yeah, it's stopped. It's right beside Clyde's. I try to meet him up a little bit, give the donkey some cover.
Oh, okay, I see.
Well, when Belle realizes that they're not gonna leave the road, then she'll go back out. She and Gus will go back out and
Belle
stand behind
starts
them and be like,
shuffling towards the side of the road. Oh shit! Turns around and comes back.
we're
"I'm leaving. What the
we're not
hell?
like
I
in the
thought we were
woods or something. It's not like they're
Yeah.
not going to see us when they crest this hill.
Correct.
So she'll just be like, shit, and just like go back out.
Okay, so that, like I said, y'all had about 20 seconds before they crested the hill, and so this looks like a fucking scatter situation. You got John hauling ass over there, Geist diving over, pulling out this big fuck off rifle. Callie's over there, I don't know if she's got a gun drawn or not. Belle starts to run over.
What Callie, it looks like with Callie is that she just gets off the road, and it looks like she might be like, I don't know, just off the road, like drinking water or something, like trying to make it like nonchalant. We're just taking a break, like. But I definitely have like pulled like my guns and like have made them as available as possible without it being super like, I'm gonna shoot you right now.
Sure. All right.
I would like to manifest, if I have time, manifest Echo on the back
It's
of
a bonus action, so.
yeah,
I'd say so.
on the back of Doltree's wagon opposite of wherever these guys are. So if lead just start randomly flying, I could be like, oh, cover.
Fair enough. All right. So, finish scrambling. Belle has heel turned to come back with y'all in the road. And you see the silhouettes of like 4 or 5 people start to crest the hill. Into voices of, all right now, well, we got a bit of a ways to go, and there is a family coming over. Pop pulling a hand cart. They don't even have a steed.
I told you it wasn't nothing to worry about. I told you I thought I heard him singing tunes. Damn, natural 1 was crazy, right?
I mean, you
Go
interpreted it
crazy.
how you would. That's totally up to you. And these folks all start coming down the hill. Dad, was talking to, it's mom and pop, a few kids, one that appears to be close to being, probably like 17 or 18, another that is about like 15, and then one much younger one that's maybe like 10. Coming over, looking over, turns back, and kind of sees all of y'all. At least one person is aiming, like has a gun out.
I rolled a 25 on my stealth check there, sir.
There's a a 4-foot gun barrel hanging out of one rock over there.
You mean a 4-foot branch, sir? 4-foot branch.
I mean, there's not much to hide behind here.
He's got the little cloak of elvenkind, or I'm sorry, the
Sure.
wraith shroud, like
I don't think it
draped
quite-
over, like the ghillie, like
I
you know,
don't
the
think it
little
quite
ghillie thing they
works
toss over.
that same way, but they wouldn't immediately notice, you will say. But they do kind of start to slow up, seeing at least some people off to the side of the road.
Hello there.
They also, with a natural one, do not immediately, like, it doesn't click that John is fucking arms instead of wheels. Like he's kind of loafed up to try to like hide his
Like a
arms.
cat.
Yeah, he's trying to like pulled them in. So, hello.
Well, hello there.
Well, it's and strange. We haven't seen too many travelers. Come on, folks. These seem like nice enough folk. Start with that nat 1 perception check. Really fucking struggling. They start to come down.
Be careful, elementals kicking up dust about 18 miles back that way.
Oh, thank you much. You got your car on the side. Do y'all having trouble? You need some help?
No, we all are just taking a short rest.
And if I could,
Like hell,
from folks in the road, can I get another perception check as they start to walk closer?
Sure. Natural 20 on that one. So
That's 20.
Nice. 18 total for Alice.
18 total.
these kids both have guns. Oh shit!
None of the
Yeah, I've
None of the rest
pointed
of us
sharp
get
Kids,
teeth.
those are halflings. No.
13 for Belle and 17 for Gus.
13, 17. Okay. I'll say 13, maybe. I mean, 13. It's. I'd say just at least on a 10 plus. Very evident on mom and pop, and I mean, mom and pop are armed. Like, Cripserdal is a dangerous place. I mean, if you're traveling, you've got a gun. Like, that would be incredibly stupid not to. And probably oldest as well has a gun. The like 17, 18-year-old. None of them look like they're reaching for guns or anything. Nobody appears hostile. Both the adults, very prominently, since they're in the front, will say that our natural 20, then our 18, then our 13 notice that, like, in that order, are all wearing. They're both wearing kind of like medallions that depict like a pair of cupped hands, with what looks almost like a sun in it, with rays shooting up. It looks like it's wooden painted gold. Which, I mean, it's up to you whether you know this information or not. That is the symbol of the Radiant. That these are worshippers of the Radiant. And it's 9:01, so that's where we'll go ahead and take a break, as these friendly folks come walking up to you.
time flies when you.
I know, it's jumping.
trying
We're
to survive
bumping,
in
Goodness.
hellish,
jumping and bumping.
Yeah.
hellish desert.
So we're gonna take a quick bio break. We're not gonna try to take too terribly long. Refresh beverages, all that fun stuff. Stand up, walk around. I'm hot, so I'm probably gonna open my door and try to waft cold air into this room. I recommend you all do the same. Don't move your browsers anywhere though, because we're gonna be right back. But I'll, get up, stretch your legs, refresh your beverages, all that fun stuff. We'll be back here shortly. Not bye, but see you shortly. Pew 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 pew. Hi again. Welcome back to Whispers in the Dust, second half of our fourth session here on Hard Knock Dice. Anywho's, we're gonna get back into it nice and quick. Like, first half of this session, our party traveled some. They also planned a little bit, trying to figure out what they're gonna do when they get to Picton in regards to hunting down, or at least discovering the whereabouts of the Worm Riders, their leader, and the goods that were stolen from Mr. Desmond Sinclair. Oh, and of course, those guys that killed Mr. Calico Clyde Kelly's family. You know, so sad, Mr. King. He is invested in doing that, finding those folks, of course. But planning for that, so discovering some elemental of the earth variety activity in their immediate area, not quite attacking them as they were able to successfully hide, and you know, some of that was done by smothering party members a little bit to make them move around a little less. And in this third day, right before noon, they have come across some travelers, a family of 5 that are just traveling the opposite way towards Crystal Grit on this road. And right before we made our way into break, they drew close enough that our 3 party members that are still on the road were able to see that they were worshippers of the Radiant, who is the monotheistic religion here within the world of Eucryptia, a benevolent god who weeps for the tragedies that must occur while embracing all of his children. So, everybody, these folks, they come walking up. You know, the patriarch has, you know, asking, "Oh, y'all need any help? Y'all need any help with your car seems to be, you know, off the side. Is the wheels broken? I mean, I'm you know, we don't have much, but I'm a bit of a handyman, kind of by necessity."
They heard voices and thought y'all were bandits or something. They got all jumped off the road.
Dear.
So we're just taking a bit of a break here. Where you folks heading to? Making your way. We haven't seen many travelers ourselves, so it's interesting to see such a beautiful family like your own here.
Well, you know, Beth, I mean, we're heading, I believe we're still kind of been discussion, but for the moment, maybe like Crystal Grit's supposed to be this way. Oh, yes, dear, that's right. We'll be heading off and maybe stopping there, maybe just resupplying. We're not quite sure yet. I said, y'all are y'all making your way to, I mean, I guess it's the only one way, really. Y'all heading to Picton? If you are, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Kind of nasty right about now. That's why we left.
What's going on in Picton?
Yes, that's right. What's going on there? There's real nasty sorts. We hadn't been there too long. We were kind of making our way across the country, really trying to, you know, through the trials and tribulations, you know, understanding more of you know where his light shines everywhere, even in these most desolate of places. You know, trying to help, you know, spread some of his happiness.
I was just gonna cut him off and just was there a black dragonborn and big old mean bugbear with him?
I don't know if I couldn't have spoke on whether they're mean or not, but I believe there's a couple of fellas like that. They seem to be sticking fairly close together. I didn't talk to many of them. Things were a little rough. They came into town not too long ago, and things started getting a little ugly between them and the sheriff and the law in that town. It didn't seem like things were going to stick too well, so we decided best to get out before things got ugly.
They have a little cat person like me with them. I've been injured.
Not sure. Actually, is it friend of yours, family?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I can't say that I have. Is she traveling with them? I hope not. They seem not awfully the nicest people, but you know what they say. You know his will, and it'll be done. I'm sure. You know they'll either come around or, you know, just desserts and all that.
Clyde just spits.
Cerebel, seeing that y'all are talking with them, will walk over, just smiling.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Hello.
Hi, man. Pardon the surprise. You just looks like, you know, perhaps you've been through. He's put you through a bit of the ringer, perhaps. Shocking.
She'll look at the necklaces. Boring. Are any of you ill or in need of any medical assistance?
No, I don't believe so. You about you, Beth? No, dear.
Besides
I
mentally.
feel right, Jet. What?
Hmm?
Boys, I don't think any of you feeling ill. No, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
From his hiding spot in the rocks, Geist cringes at the offer of medical aid, gags a little bit to himself.
All very polite, like, oh no, we're just fine. But I like we said, whatever business you have up there, if you're looking for your friend, I would go careful. I mean, it's practical, to carry iron on you just in case. There's a lot of vagabonds and the elementals and things, but these fellas definitely look like they knew how to use them.
Did any of you see, by chance, a Herodon in town?
I don't know what a herodon is, man, but
Grab
I believe, yeah, I did see a herongon.
I'll get it one day.
You're fine. I'm just giving you shit. But where was she? Where was she, dear? Yes, she was. I believe she was, with that same troop. I believe she came into town with them.
Well, unless anybody else has anything else for them, I know we're in a hurry.
If y'all are in a hurry, I mean, like I said, I understand not wanting to feel like you incurred any kind of debt, but I assure you, I'm happy to help. Just doing His will, spreading. Hopefully y'all pay it forward sometime. I help you with your cart if you're having some trouble. I understand if you're in a hurry.
No, my card is perfectly fine.
As I say, Belle will walk over with Gus,
Ma'am?
kind of stately, imposing. Thank y'all so much for your offers.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
No.
Snake.
How about that timing? She's been here this whole time, and as soon as she
there
goes
you
to
go.
talk,
There
then
she
Welcome
goes.
back.
There we go.
oh,
Oh, she
And
froze
she's
again.
back. I know what
Oh, wait.
No.
back.
Maybe.
So you said, thank you for your hospitality and
Kindness, but we are doing just fine, and we will be taking our leave of y'all. We encourage you to go ahead. As you said, it is can be a little bit challenging back there in Picton. So
No need to rush off too fast. You say you'll go with the wagon? You have any supplies on you?
I believe I kind of turns around like he's got, like I said, he has a hand cart that he's pulling it. You figure they probably take turns. We just got some the basics, some food and the like to make us on our way if we can't find nothing on as we go. Standard camping supplies and what little livelihood we have.
I make car fixing supplies. If you don't mind taking a look, it's
yeah,
been a
he
while
kinda-
since I've had this serviced. You can hop down off your horse and take a look for me.
He is not on a horse.
oh, are they're just
Like
on
they're
feet?
hand cart.
walking.
Oh,
They
I thought they
hand
were.
cart.
I thought they were on horses. Okay,
No, they're walking.
I got you. Okay.
He said, "Oh, well, I have some college supplies. I might have a little bit of. I don't got much in the ways of spare wood, but if you have anything, I'd be happy to do the work for you. Or I mean, we can." Kind of looks around. He's like, there are some small trees that maybe we could use for a repair
Just
job.
an inspection.
Sure. I mean, yeah, not a problem at all.
Can I look over this
yeah.
guy's kids?
Huh?
Can I look over this guy's kids
Sure.
while he's
Which
going to
one?
look at my cart?
Yeah.
Or do they look healthy and happy?
Sure. Roll insight check, I suppose.
Sure. It's 10 on the dice. I'm going to spend one of my d6s to get a d6 to that. For a 4, 14 plus my insight is 3, 17 total.
17 total.
Mhm.
So 17 total. I mean, you look them over. It's they fucking statistically improbable, but they've managed to have 3 boys. All of them seem pretty healthy. I mean, they look travel worn in so far as like they're tanned, like definitely get a lot of sun. Their hair is a little bleached, like a little sun bleached, as much as it can get. I mean, they don't look like they are wealthy by any stretch. Like maybe they. I guess you could say that they're just like they probably don't get super duper consistent.
I'm seeing
like
if they grew up
super
like
well
Alistair.
fed. Do what?
I'm seeing if they grew up like Alistair did or not.
Oh, I'd say no.
Okay.
Not that you can tell with the 17. Like, it doesn't look like it. They look kind of bored. The youngest one is kind of a little bit hiding behind the oldest son a little bit, and is kind of looking you guys over. It definitely seems to kind of shy away whenever Sarabelle kind of scans back over that way, but
I'll give him the youngest a smile and reach into one of my bags while his dad's looking at the cart. Say, hey there, little tight. Can you read? You know your words?
Oh, I'm learning, sir. Mom and Papa read to me from the good book at night, and I practice. Learning, kind of trying with the signs and things when we were in towns. Hides back behind his brother's leg.
I'll whip out a little novel and hand it to him.
Kind of hold it out, and he's kind of brother's kind of. He's not. Why are you being such a baby? And he kind of reaches out and takes and hands it down to him when he doesn't seem inclined to like go out and get it himself. Now say thank you. Thank you, sir.
No reason to thank me. You two read it together. A little bit more exciting reading when you're not in your lessons.
The mom kind of like looks like. I'm sure I'm sure it's quite nice. But like little kind of like, how can you say that the book is boring? But
I'll just be standing right behind the dad when he pops up after looking at the cart and everything. I say,
Crystal is about this way, not too far, a couple of days or so. Miss Sarabelle was a wonderful establishment. And I'm sorry, Miss Bell.
damn it, man! Damn y'all! Actually, that's not. It's your fault.
Oh, it's okay.
No,
You
it's
can
the
just call
kids
me
who are
Bell
wrong.
for short.
It's not me. It's you.
Miss Bell runs a fine establishment, and I'm sure she has some folks there that'd be willing to take care of you while you're in town. I'm sure they'd look after you.
Absolutely. And while he was talking to the kids, Belle would have been talking to the mom, kind of like complimenting her. You have such a fine family here, ma'am. I bet you have your hands full with these 3 beautiful boys.
Oh well, I would not have any tribulations that he felt I was not prepared to make it on the other way through of.
It's true. I'd encourage you, please do. Don't take for granted the time you have with these beautiful children of yours. And she's going to pull out of the pack one of those famous cinnamon rolls, and tell her, when you arrive in Crystal Grit, if you do find yourselves at the Sunrise Saloon, you can let them know that Belle said to give you a good sized room.
We don't frequent establishments of vice and things too frequently, but that the offers. Thank you very much. Your kindness is more than enough for us.
Absolutely. Well, if you find yourselves tired and in need of rest, do know that room will be available to you.
Well, thank you, man.
I'll say to the desk, just past Crystal Gate, the roads get a little bit more dangerous. You may want to stick around there for a little while until that dies down. The cart looking okay?
That's a lie. If you want me to roll a deception.
Sure, roll a deception check.
while they're having this conversation, Clyde probably has just kind of hopped on Turnip and started slowly walking over that hill.
It's only 17 total.
17 total. He rolled an 8. So, oh, really? Well, I mean, we've done a lot of kind of cross country and from coming from farther up north. So we
Best
would
just to stick around on Crystal Grid till that stuff blows over. You folks
yeah,
have a safe trip.
Yeah, usually, and your cart doesn't look like
Alistair
it's
rides away in the middle of his
damaged.
conversation.
He what?
I just hop up on the cart and just drive away while he's talking.
Oh well, they kind of as you guys starting to move off. Oh well, his light shine on you all now. Have a safe travels, and hope y'all aren't no getting wrapped up in too much violence.
Before we head out, Cerebel would have noticed the one son with the religious symbol tucked in, and being a little bit more rebellious than the other siblings. Cerebel will go and have a conversation with that son in an attempt to convert him away from the
As they
radio.
have a conversation with these are like they have not like spread out. So stepping over to them like they're like the mom and the three sons are all relatively close together.
Yeah, it'd just be kind of like like, do you like the Radiant? How do you feel about? Have you seen other gods? And it would be while specifically when
Wait,
Belle.
how many gods has your character seen?
Mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business.
You guys
This
prefer a
would
god
be-
count?
Specifically, yeah, that's kind of fucked up if you can. Trying to like bring him a little bit away, not like too far away where it's like kind of weird where you're like, where the fuck you going with my kid? But just being like, oh hey, like, like lovely day, great weather, how you doing? You got a great family.
I'll say he looks distinctly uncomfortable the entire time
Mhm.
and does not shuffle away.
Mhm.
And roll an insight check for me.
8.
8.
I need my ducky dice.
I mean, man, he must just be shy. Like he keeps looking at his feet and at the ground while he's talking to you. Like he's not, he's still talking to you, like still having the conversation, but he must be shy. He's like, oh, well, ma'am, I'm not particularly not well. Well, I mean, I can read. Mom and Pa made sure of that. But we Radiant looks after us, and he's seen us good through the months we've been here, and Cryptodol, as dangerous as it is. So I can't say that I've. I know about the Pentium, but I mean, that's about it. Is know about them.
Well-
I rolled a 17 on my perception to see this interaction between Cerebel and this kid. I can tell that this kid's like not having it.
Well, it is pretty clearly like Cerebel freaks him out.
Okay.
Like is like, and it is very much like trying to be polite and not like, but he is uncomfortable.
Cool. When that's happening, I am gonna get off of my horse and and walk over and sort of go, Miss Cerebel, I do think that we need to check in on John and my horse, if you wouldn't mind. I think my horse might have gotten something in its hoof, and try to like physically like put my hand on a shoulder and guide you away from this poor kid, because I can tell that he's doesn't want to talk to you.
Cerebel probably would initially not move until she says, oh, it's lovely that you're able to read. make sure to keep that in practice. Keep your knowledge diverse. Now let's go look at your horse.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Not that I think it matters, seeing as I'm assuming things are going to continue to go peaceably and then they're going to fuck off and we're going to fuck off. But due to Geist's paranoid nature, he is probably like checking for weapons and keeping an eye on them in case of any signs of aggression or backstabbery.
I wish a motherfucker would.
I like, as I'm like trying to get Sarabelle away, I think I shout over my shoulder. It is starting to get into the back half of the afternoon, folks. So you should probably start heading towards Crystal Grit, just so that you can find some good camping.
Yeah, Alistair's
I'm
already
trying
done.
to expedite them to leave.
Alistair's already riding down the road. I will say that the book the kid gets is Alistair's second book, and it's the only one with 2 names on the front, and it's named Claude and Marguerite.
Claude and Marguerite. Okay. All right.
As they go and we go, Belle will return the, may his light shine on you. May his light shine on y'all.
Yeah.
Keep you safe.
He'll light your way as long as you look at it. And as long as you look for the light, he will lead you right. And they go about their business. Carry on. So,
Probably wait for a solid few minutes for them to be on the road before he comes out.
Geist is just the only one on the road. We've all gone half a mile down the road.
It's like,
with the Daredevil just hanging out as well.
Daredevil just looking around.
Y'all forgot one of your carts.
Fucking leave it.
There's a donkey.
I haven't.
Using the restroom. He'll be right back.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway,
Goodness.
We're riding down the road. You weren't keeping that comment to yourself there, Miss Bell, were you?
Oh no. When they were like, you left one of your
No.
Parts there.
When you said may his light shine on you.
Oh no, she just when they said it, she
and also
gave
with
that
you,
comment
Titan.
back.
And,
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
happy
kinda.
happy holidays to you too.
absolutely. Yeah.
it's Radiance Christmas. Thank you.
Radianceness.
They're trying to. Never mind. We're not gonna get on. Anyways,
All right.
No, she just called it out. She wasn't being under the radar or anything.
I didn't take you for the religious type, Miss Bell.
I'm not myself, but in my line of work, it does do to be aware of and respectful of others' beliefs. So I find it to be a kindness that most people appreciate.
Fair enough, I suppose.
It is
It's my job to make people comfortable, so I do my best.
It is a kindness that not many of their faith would extend to us. But
That
they
is
seem
true.
nice enough.
Somebody give me a history or religion check if you so desire.
they got the same bonus, but I will absolutely do that.
16 for me.
16. Okay.
21.
21. Okay.
11.
11. Okay.
Trying to find my ducky dice. I can't.
16 for me as
13.
well.
13.
18,
18.
18 for me.
21. That's a natural 20 with a +1 to religion.
Very nice. Anybody over a 15, I'll just say at the the comment of not many of their religion would offer the same kindness or things. y'all all kind of come over here, and I'll say kind of having learned just through this like migration and immigration process. There has been a good, like, I think I can't remember, I told this to somebody because they were asking, the Radiant, like, percentage wise of like believers compared to the general populace is actually much higher here in your Cryptodal than it is on the main continent. There's, I'd say, probably a pretty commonly held, like, anything that you would have seen, like, in the port cities, both coming and going, of a lot of followers of the Radiant, believing that this is like a kind of pilgrimage into this new dangerous land, where like this is like a test of faith and things, of being able to brave it, and that he will protect and guide you through this journey, and that this is a place that to spread, and people where people can really latch on to that belief. Like, if they can see that they'll be protected, then even in such a dangerous place, then clearly he is the way.
I wish I would have had
Type
that
beat.
15 minutes ago. Damn.
So I mean, they did say that they were spreading his word as they traveled.
Yeah, that's all good. The fact that it's a pilgrimage and they're taking their kids along with them.
That's some anyway. Like I said, that is like some folks are doing it that way, some aren't. You don't know.
It's a family affair.
But I mean, some people, like, they look poor here. They probably weren't wealthy there either. You don't know. It's a mixed bag. Alrighty. So, travel on. There's penguins on my Skype. By as you go. Let's see here. Closing on noon. Quick question, I guess. Y'all are approaching this, will be third day. Y'all know you have like 2-ish, maybe 2.5 more days to travel. Anything else? So y'all are kind of hitting that halfway point right about now. Anything else y'all are wanting to do for the day as you go?
No,
This
just
is
keep
day
moving forward.
4, 3. Dang. Gotta hurry it up. Drink a Red Bull. That's what we gonna do.
Looks like town's gonna be pretty volatile, one way or another.
But
I understand.
maybe instead of going too far, just stand by, readily available.
I'm small. I can hide in a cart.
I'm sure John would love some company.
But will
That's
you
fine.
stay in the cart, Mr. King?
I'll lay flat.
I think she said, "Will you
Oh.
stay in the cart?"
Oh, yeah, that kind of
It
stuff.
was like a joke.
I've got a much more nondescript cart being pulled by a donkey that you can just lay down in normally with like a blanket or something. It's just because John, it stands out, or can stand out, for logic reasons.
I mean, you'll stand out either way. If people notice him, they'll notice him, but he'll remain with us.
I meant for the initial scouting. If we're going to put a peremptory look into the town. Just for safety.
All right. Yeah, let's
Does it-
keep on keeping on then.
Quick side eye at John back to the group.
No one made a big fuss about John and Crystal Grit. It was fine. Just throw them wheels back on.
Does John look normal in his cart form, or did we just not
Fuck
see
no.
him? Yeah.
He looks more normal. Like, he's intentionally like kind of covered up and stuff. Like, correct, Christopher?
Yeah, the leathers that cover him are like a bunch of like kind of just stitched together leathers, and those are kept on during in the town to try to cover the like the boards being nailed into kind of fleshy bits, and the doors that lead to flesh pockets, and then the hands are just hands that grab onto the wheels. And like, you could look at the hands and be like, oh, that's a weird ornamentation or decoration for a spoke. But then also, if you look closer, you're like, oh no, that's just a hand holding a wheel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so can pass initial inspection, but if people really took a look at John, they would be able to tell something was fucky.
Yep.
As some of the party did, actually, I believe. There's some checks made.
All right. Well, I mean, we can leave John behind. I can be in the professor's cart. That's fine.
Well, again, he goes where I go.
Okay.
Obviously not in the buildings and whatnot, but
I believe our initial steps into town are going to be only the more settled individuals. So I'll probably not be present for the secondary excursion. So that'll be fine by me.
All right. Let's just keep moving on.
Wonderful. So, continuing to travel throughout the day. No further excitement. Start winding down. Anything in particular folks are doing?
I'll be she'll like maneuver to where she's riding next to Callie, and she'll just be like, Callie dear, I don't think I've had the opportunity to adequately compliment you on this look. Well, quite different from what you wore in Crystal Grit. It is quite lovely, my dear.
Yes, Miss Bell. I do find that this particular visage of myself is more delicate than I actually feel on the general inside.
Do you feel like your other visage was more true to yourself?
I do tend to be a little bit of hot-headed, a little impulsive, kind of like a wildfire. This is more delicate, and people tend to treat me like something needs to be taken care of, and I don't particularly like that.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I was just gonna say, is this being said in anyone's vicinity? Would Geist have heard any of this?
I know. How close are you to two horses moving pretty quickly? if we're on the road.
That's what I'm saying, because y'all are on horses and he's pretty much stationary in the column or whatever. It would depend on where y'all were having it, or if he could roll. He would be intentionally trying to listen, if that would be a check, or if you would allow the check.
I
mean, you
would,
can.
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I wasn't.
That's fine.
I wasn't trying to be particularly subtle. I was just chatting.
Oh, it's very subtle.
Go ahead. Not so subtle.
Well, like I said, it would have just been on, even if you weren't being subtle, if y'all aren't in a good place for him to hear. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be an 18.
I would think that would.
Yeah, I mean, you might pick up some of it. Like, again, we're on horses. It's loud. I don't know.
And even when not trying to be sneaky, that's just kind of like Belle's. It's her job, right? Is to be kind of subtle, but.
Like I said, it would give
at
me
the
a
same
real
time-
time if y'all were like way at the front of the column and he's in back or something. So.
I would imagine we'd be kind of in the middle, so you probably would have heard some of it, if not all of it.
Okay, proceed.
Anyway, no, I of course, having met you with your beautiful orange braids and your clothing that was more perhaps apropos to the work you were doing. That's the visions that I associate with you. I do find it interesting that that seems to be a little bit more reflective of how you feel. Which one were you wearing before you came to me?
This one. Eladrin tend to start off with what their parents are. And my lovely parents are both beautiful spring Eladrins that pride themselves on the luxury and beauty of things.
I see. So, you are out seeing the world and experimenting and figuring out who you are. Is that correct?
To a
Trying
certain
to find a way to be
degree,
true
yeah.
to yourself? Okay.
Yes, Miss Bell. I know that you and I have shared quite a lot of our secrets with each other, but I would kindly ask for me to keep this secret tucked close.
Of course, my dear. And I definitely understand the importance of being true to yourself. So if there is ever anything I can do, please do not hesitate to let me know.
I appreciate that. And I do apologize I didn't tell you about this earlier. It just didn't come up.
Yeah, it was not relevant in the least. You are who you are. You are who you choose to be. And I am your friend, regardless.
I appreciate that. And I was actually going to say, once we have settled down for the evening, I've noticed the couple of nights Geist has, or the professor has taken a walkabout of the camp, and so I would seek out the professor to have a chat.
And said this is as y'all are making camp.
Once we've made camp, that's what I would like to do.
Okay. So you're going up. Y'all are settling in. Going to have a conversation with the professor shortly.
He is probably just going over his equipment meticulously at this junction. So.
Yeah. So I walk up, I guide my horse over because I'm sure there's a patch of scrub or stuff, and sort of gently place my hand on your shoulder and go, Mr. Professor.
Sorry, I'm recovering from the chat flashbang. Yes, can do for you.
Can we have a conversation as we take a walkabout of our lovely camp?
Talk about
Well, you have been checking the perimeter of the camp, so have I. It just makes sense that the two of us do it together. Two eyes making
perimeter check.
better. Yeah.
Sure. He will grab his rifle, kind of put it under his arm, the casual carry when out hunting or something. And...
So as we get out, probably, I don't know, far enough away that people can't. They can see us obviously, but I'm gonna like post up with you and go. All right, we're going to have an understanding here, Professor.
Understanding what needs to be understood beyond what has already been discussed about everybody staying alive and not in jail.
I know that you know who I am.
Some strong suspicions, but ultimately, we said everyone is trying to stay out of jail, prison, confinement. Takes many different forms, doesn't it?
Yes.
My intent is for myself at least, to honor that agreement. Good enough?
As long as that is the intent, I don't particularly want to go back to my gilded cage that I was in. And I do know how much my dear father desperately wants me back, and the price that he'd be willing to pay. And Mr. Professor, understand that I have no problem killing you and dumping you down a hole to keep myself out of a gilded cage.
I can say for certainty that at no juncture, even upon initially discovering your original identity, was it ever part of my intentions or inclinations to react to your father's offer.
Question: this conversation is happening as y'all are kind of like doing a circle in the camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, can I get a round of perception checks from everybody?
Yeah, sure. Thank fuck.
30-20.
30, 20,
19.
19,
Also 19. God damn.
19,
23.
23.
21 for Sarabelle and a natural 1 for John,
He's tired.
equaling 3.
9 for Belle and 13
4
for
for Tony.
Gus.
He dropped his eyes.
Okay, so my dirty 20 and 21 and 23, correct? For Sarabelle, Alistair, and Mr. King. I don't know why that's so fun for me to say. So how far out Geist and Callie, how big of a perimeter are y'all making from the camp?
Probably
I
just like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, well, my divine sense is 60 feet, so I think I've, I go out to the 60 feet so that I can get the 60 feet
Okay.
into the camp and then 60 feet outside the camp.
Okay. Can you clarify for me what the range on your weapon of warning is, Belle?
You're correct. Let's see, the verbiage on it is. Sorry, this is not as convenient. Oh, wait, I googled it. It is warns you of danger. You have advantage on initiative. In addition, you and any of your companions within 30 feet of you can't be. So it's them that can't be
30 feet.
surprised.
Right.
So as long as my companions are within 30 feet of me, they can't be surprised.
Awesome. We'll say kind of Sarabelle, not Sarabelle, good gracious. Callie, like as you guys are hitting that about like 60-foot mark,
Mhm.
you go and you use your divine sense. And reminder, this does only work for 6 seconds.
Mhm.
So if you were trying to use it, you'd have to like all around the camp. You'd probably have to use it, walk a little bit, use it, walk a little bit, etc., etc. Once again, you like get that response from Geist. You go to divine sense. Once again, that sense of fiend with a hint of necromancy and a hint of undead, just like it is managed to like leave that stench here even after its passing. Kind of hits you, and you two are surprised because y'all are 60 feet out. The other 4 of you are not. I actually, let's see, because I had a 23, a 21, and a dirty 20. I want all 3 of you basically to roll initiative for me. And don't fuck up. Guys, you were one of those, right? That was in the 20s, right?
No, I had a 19.
You were not. Okay.
Yeah, both the professor and I rolled 19s.
Okay, that's right.
Unless, like, I can dig up a bonus +1 somewhere, but I don't think so.
Right.
15.
15,
17.
17,
14.
14. Y'all have a split second as you hear the rumbling approaching the surface right on the side of y'all's camp. What do you do? You know, like, there, like, as that rumbling, elemental's coming. 3 of you, what are you doing?
Coming to the
well, I
camp or
imagine
hitting them out there?
You guys at the camp.
I am going to give Turnip a kick and get her the fuck out of here.
Okay. Starting to run.
Pulling out
Alice.
my fucking guns.
Yeah,
We're getting an action.
basically.
Okay. In that case, I hear that rumbling. I look at Agatha and I say, "Give me that shotgun, darling." I'll take the shorty from her, give her a kiss, and I'll hold Thunderwave.
Thunderwave. Okay.
Cerebel.
Also, goes without saying, go ahead and everybody launch Spire while we're doing this.
Very well.
Cerebel is just going to shout alarm. And ready a. Let's see. Yeah, shotgun blast for anything that pops out that surface.
Okay, so you're holding your action a shotgun.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm kind of the way I'm doing this. You're getting an action like that is the one thing. So if you're holding the shotgun blast, you're not raising the alarm.
Okay.
Okay. So, Callie and Geist, y'all will be surprised.
Very well.
All right. How fun and exciting. Yeah, if everybody wants to get themselves a Tailspire, let me know once y'all are all in there. Also, Jones, you want to remind me, how do I make a fucking cart? How do I make an object a creature? I can't remember.
Go to
I don't know
tab.
what's...
Press
Oh,
tab.
in tab, that's right. That's right. I don't know why I could not remember that bit. I was like, I feel like it should be somewhere in here. Okay. We're Gucci. John is large, right, Christopher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. I need a little bit of music. I feel like we used ambush previously. I can't quite remember.
I'll ask that you summon us before I switch us to the battle map. I'm glad I waited.
Oh, what? What's the problem?
What, you don't like the D's
Jesus
loading
Christ.
screen?
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5. Who am I missing? I'm missing the kitty cat. You're loading
Well,
up.
Yeah, it's taking a second, okay?
Oh yeah, that's right. I fucking forgot you're folding it up on your mobile.
Yeah,
Yeah. No worries. So, y'all see kind of whereabouts
Here.
y'all are. Callie and Geist, pick 60 foot away from where everybody else is at and move your tokens there.
Can I get a summon, please?
No. You've lost your fucking opportunity.
God dang.
That's how it be. Where'd my fucking... Oh, there you went. Oh, that's my little thing is too low. Whoop. Yoink. Callie's laying down.
Yeah, I was like,
So I'm gonna have a lay down while we have this conversation.
take a
I'm just
nap.
fucking tired of this shit.
how do I not be lying down?
All we gotta do is right click on you. GM. Oh wait, not GM tools. We want to do. Where are you? Status. Boom. No longer knocked down. All right. So y'all are over that away. You know what? We'll do. Actually, we'll roll to see where side it's on. Oh, 1, 2, 4. 1. It's actually right here. Whoop. Whoop.
Oh, hi.
Hello there. So, okay.
Don't forget to apply the music to the board.
Did I not? I thought I hit apply. It is entirely possible that I didn't. Apply to game board.
There we go.
Okay. Alrighty. So, if I could, from everybody, so y'all, the three of you that already rolled, hold on to those initiatives. I hope you still remember them because I already forgot. And if everybody else who has not already rolled, make sure you got your initiative rolled. And then, everybody ready?
Think so?
Yes.
Wonderful. 25-20.
21.
17.
20.
Wait, no, I'm done. Sorry.
21, 20, 17. So I got Belle at 21. I got Callie at 20. And then I had Geist at 17.
So at 17, 20 decks.
17 with 20 decks. What's Geist?
17 with 19 decks.
19 decks. Okay, so we got Mr. King and then Geist with 17s. 2015. Well, we already did 2015. I got my 17s in there. Y'all suck.
15.
I fucking said 25-20 and I got two sub 20s in there. What was that, Alistair?
15.
15 for Alistair. And what about you, Miss Sarabelle?
I think I got a 14. I can't remember exactly.
14? I think that sounds
Yeah.
right. 15 and then Sarah 14. R-E. Okay, wonderful. So, starting at the top, Miss Bell, what you doing? Rock element has burst up out of the ground. It is right in front of you. Also, I think the light's okay. If it is not, I will bump the exposure. Just let me know, Jones.
It's fine.
Would those people
I'm-
with the held attacks get them, DM? When they arrive?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and grab our held actions, which were a thunder wave and a shotgun blast, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not within range though. If that's where I'm at and that's where it popped out.
Okay. So you would have
I'm still just holding it.
basically would have just kept on holding it. Okay. Shotgun blast.
I'm within range, first and full. Wait, am I within 20 feet though? I am. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Who? Okay.
You fire the shotgun, you let off, and it just pellets just hit, kind of bounce off. It does not seem like maybe kind of some tiny chips, but not enough to actually hurt the creature. You're not within 10 feet, so it would not have been at advantage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, that's held actions. One kept being held. So now Miss Bell.
Okay.
Oh, I also forgot your dog,
I'm gonna
sorry.
require more even than the typical amount of assistance because I'm trying to do this off of paper and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. All right. First thing I'm gonna do is bonus action cast Hunter's Mark, and then
And here's Gus right next to you. Sorry, I forgot to put him down because I'm a dummy. But he is there.
okay. But bonus action cast Hunter's Mark, and then my so I can do 2 weapon, right? I can do the 2 revolvers.
You
Right.
can. Yeah, I believe I said we're using those 2 weapon fighting rules. So yeah, you can turn and fire twice. Is the melee thing? Is it only you are specifically within 5 feet to have disadvantage on ranged attacks, or is it just in melee range?
It's within 5 feet.
5 feet specifically. Okay. So these attacks are not at disadvantage.
I
Oh.
might.
Thank goodness.
I think
Maybe.
that's true, but I didn't know if anybody knew 100% off the top of their head.
I'll double check.
I mean, well, if it is, if that's the problem, I can back up.
That's
got no
entirely up to
problem.
you. Currently, you're within 10 feet of the creature. We'll go ahead and look it up for the moment. I'm just gonna so that we can keep it moving. It's not at disadvantage.
Okay. So I rolled a nat 20
Oh,
for
Let's
the
go.
attack.
Hell yeah.
that's very nice. Hell
That's the
yeah.
way to start it
What's
off.
up?
Okay.
It's Hunter's mark.
So I don't have my cheat. So help.
You're firing your
So-
revolver. It does 2d8 plus your dexterity modifier.
Wait, wait a minute.
And
What
yeah.
one's 8?
And-
Is it this one? Is this one an 8?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that 8?
Yeah, the
Okay.
diamond. And with a crit, you've got two options. You either roll it and then just double what's on the dice, or you can roll 2 more dice. So you can either roll 4 dice or you can roll 2 and then double it.
Well, the first one I rolled was an 8, so I would like to double it.
Okay, I am going to ask that once you decide how you roll your crits, that you stick to that method. So you're going to
Okay, that's
roll
fine.
and
Yeah,
double
that's
it,
fine.
and that's just kind of
Okay.
that's how you're going to roll. Okay.
Like forever and ever, or just today?
Forever and ever.
Oh.
So that you're not flip flopping when it's convenient.
Well, sugar. Okay. Well, let me not do that. Okay. All right. Oh, 8. So the first one was an 8, and the second one was a 3.
So 8, 11.
Yeah, 3. So that's 11.
Okay.
Um.
And you're
Okay.
doubling that to 22
Okay, to 22, and then
plus your
1
dex mod,
Oh,
which
plus my
also doubles. So roll your 1d6 and double it.
Okay. Let me think. That's a 4, so that's 8.
8. Okay, so we're at 30. And then what's your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for taking so long. My dexterity modifier is +4.
Plus 4. So that's going to be a total of 34 damage.
Jesus.
That's a lot. And that's just your first attack. Fire it off. Bam! Just taking a chunk out of it. And even with as well, like you thought you were shooting. This thing it's humanoid in shape, and you fired at where you would think an eye was, and you hit dead on, and it still seems like it hit. And then even with that direct hit, deflected off. It still took a chunk out of it, but it definitely didn't penetrate with quite the same force that you would have normally expected it to. On perhaps a more humanoid opponent.
Okay. And I can't use Gus because he's a bonus action, right?
Correct. Gus is a
Okay,
bonus action
alright.
attack. You still
So
get your 2
he's
weapon
just-
fighting, so you got your other shot.
Oh,
Or
okay.
do you have 2 pistols?
yeah, I have 2 revolvers.
Okay, yeah. So then you can fire off your second shot.
Okay. Oh, where'd I go? What was I doing? Alright. So not so good. That was a nat 1. So that's just, I guess I was completely overwhelmed when nothing happened, and it just
High or
whipped.
low?
Always high. Am I going down? I'm going down, y'all. It's been fun.
I rolled an 11 on the percentiles. Your revolver misfires.
I mean, I'm damaged, or it just just doesn't fire at
Roll
all.
a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, my big mouth. Okay. Let's see. That's 19 on the dice plus 4, so 23.
Even as it starts to burst, like you've got really quick reflexes, you fling it out to one side, and that kind of like explosion from that one cylinder does not catch you full in the face. You don't take any damage. Your revolver is going to require some repair, or at least a little bit of attention. Currently, it is non-functional. You're second.
Thank you.
All right. Is that it for your turn? Moving or anything?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm a move since all that happened, and now, let me move.
I would feel remiss to not say this.
Okay,
You're
go
10
ahead.
feet away. This thing
Uh-huh.
has giant, long stone arms.
How big are giant?
You think it might still be able to reach you while you were at that 10-foot range? I'm just
So,
giving you the
like,
freebie of
yeah.
it's going to get an AOP on you if you step out of its range.
Oh, that's
That
right.
being
Okay,
said,
well,
you are also right in front of it. So,
How far can I move without stepping out of its range at all?
I mean, you could
None?
step closer to it, or you could skirt around it within 10 feet of it.
Okay, let's do that. Let's move like
Okay.
around.
So you kind of move, you stay
Yeah.
within that 10 foot and kind of get to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna take Gus with me, or Gus just follows me. Is that okay? Can he just follow me?
I believe he can move without your bonus action. I think you only have to use your bonus action to command him to like attack or something.
Hang on, let me double check.
While you double check that, we're gonna pop down. Callie, unfortunately, you were surprised. So we're gonna pop on down to Mr. Clyde. Mr. King.
All right. I went ahead and pre-rolled my stuff to 21's hit.
21's hit. Yes.
All right, but
Was
before
that with both shots?
I'm gonna manifest Echo right in front of him. I can't move my Echo, so if you could just put
Can
that
you not?
right in front of.
Oh, you can't move yourself at all, can you?
I can use the D-pad to move Clyde, but not his Echo.
Really? Okay, well, he belongs to you, but let me move him. You said just right in
Yeah.
front of it?
Yeah, just right in front of him.
Okay.
And then with my 2 shots, I rolled 14 on both the attacks for 21.
Yeah.
Do those hit?
Yeah, those both hit.
All right. So the first shot is 17 points of damage,
17, okay.
and the second one is 14.
Okay.
And then as that Echo kind of shoots out and manifests in front of him, it's just gonna like leap up at it and hit it with claws, and that was an 18 to hit. Does that hit?
18 does hit. Not
Okay.
by much, but it does.
And that was 11 for that.
And that actually, goddamn, that free attack doesn't cost you anything.
That's max. I have a Constitution modifier, I think, per day.
I mean action wise, that's right. But you can just do it. Well, as long as that goes out. Okay.
I think I have to take an attack action for it to be.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So fire enough shots. Claws raking down, as similar as with your firing. It's chipping off rock. It definitely is not hitting it as hard as you would expect.
Does it seem like this is really doing anything to it?
Looks like it's hurting it. It just you've shot stones and stuff before, like you've seen it.
Yeah.
It is durable.
Gotcha. Well, you know what? Let's not dilly-dally around with. Let's go ahead and try to get this thing down as fast as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and action surge and give him 2 more of them gunshots.
Yeah.
So you getting that one more shot.
Yeah. It's a 19 on the dice. I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, 19 will hit.
That's an 8 and 6 on the dice, so 14 plus 5, so another 19 damage.
All right. Good hits all around. Is that it for your turn? Moving anywhere?
Yeah, I will move myself over here. That's it. That's my turn.
Getting over. Hiding behind Mr. Dotree.
No, I'm just getting a little bit more
lady.
distance because I have no idea where this thing's gonna go.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Ending your turn. Geist, you are unfortunately still surprised at this point. Alistair.
Okay, I'm holding this shotgun. I'm gonna get within 15 feet of it. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I need to be here right now. Alistair would know the range of it, so I can do this from right here.
You probably clip it barely, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, depending on wherever I need to move to. If you don't think there will work, I'll move here. And then he just needs to make a con saving throw is the save. I don't know if they have any sort of vulnerability to thunder damage or anything, but that's what it is.
That's a 16.
I believe my DC is a 15, so I think that will succeed. It will, and I rolled very shit on the damage. I rolled 3, 2, 1,
So that's 3 points of damage to him
Okay.
since he succeeded. And I've used how many feet to get here? 15? I think 15 feet to get here. I'm so sorry. Still relatively new character, but I need to read
Yeah, totally
demotivate
fine.
real quick. I need to see if he needs to be to understand me. Just to
that's fair.
see and hear me. So as long
Sure.
as long as you're gonna count that, I say you look dumb enough to swallow a horn toad backwards, and that's a D6 from his next roll.
All right, surely. And I will say, even as you go, like you kind of ran up and went, and in your haste, you know, trying to not get too close to the thing, you fired, and it seemed to clip it. It still tears off a sizable chunk.
Nice.
Like
I wish I would have rolled
definitely,
better on the
you
damage.
thought that was basically negligible, and it does seem to hurt it quite a bit.
All right, then I'll move
Thunder.
and I'll pass by Miss Sarah. I say, "You up, Miss Sarah Bell?" And end my turn there.
Yep, ending your turn. That does bring us to Miss Sarabelle. What you doing?
Sarabelle, on her turn, will use her bonus action to order John and just say, John, it's time to make him laugh. She
Starts doing a stand up.
Gets up and just starts tickling the elemental.
John will, upon hearing that, will open the concealed mouths that he has along the side of his carriage, and a discordant laughter will start to come out, and with that laughter will come puffs of putrid gray and green smoke. And he will need to take a Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Okay.
Yep.
What are you casting?
This is John's putrid essence. I don't know if that's the
Okay.
correct way to pronounce that.
What is the effect of this if he fails?
He's poisoned.
He's poisoned. Just so I'm not gonna rob Jones of that minus D6. It does nothing.
Yeah, I had a feeling that, but
Like it lets it out. This thing just kind of it rumbles in what's Earth? Is it Terran? Is like Earth elemental? I can't remember. Which I'm assuming nobody speaks. Surprise
Oh,
me
how
now
do you know
if you want. Like if somebody does speak Terran.
you know, I
let me
was a little earth elemental on my mother's side.
like 10%.
And Sarabelle just say, "Oh, fair enough. Burn." And cast her hand out and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Okay.
Straight line from her to say probably like, let's say, oh, okay, can I put that on her? Thank you. To like there.
Ready? Yeah, easy enough. What kind of save is that?
That is a dexterity saving throw.
Really good at these. He's a fucking winner. Holy fucking shit. He might still succeed though. I'm not sure.
No.
Oh wait, no, the D4. What's your save?
15.
15.
Does he
rolled
get the
a
minus
natural 20
Oh, Jesus Christ.
D6.
minus 4
Oh,
Bruh.
with a minus 1, but is a 15 exactly, so he does make it.
Do
About
believe-
shit my pants. I thought that was gonna bump it just below even
Yeah.
natural 20. All right.
But hey, now
Any
we all
effects
know.
even on a save?
Dex saves.
Nope. And it looks like even if he stands in it for the entire 1 minute,
It doesn't
it
refresh.
just won't do anything.
That fucking sucks, man.
That is
I thought
wild.
it doesn't even do it. It doesn't do half damage on a save, on a success.
Nope, it says or be
that way.
covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until a creature uses its action to scrape it off or wash it off.
So
That's
it's like
rough.
a glob that gets thrown at him.
Yeah.
Well, it says it comes out in a straight line, so it's like, I don't know, you like call it down on them.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's supposed to be like a fucking fire hose of acid. You just kind of like, you just launch it at an angle. I don't know. That's my assumption. Is like you like fire it up in the air and then it just kind of like lands. I don't know.
And Cerebel's response to none of that working will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
get the fuck
30,
up outta here.
35. All right, good luck.
All right.
You'll get him next time. I believe in you.
All right. So there are 4 targets in range on its turn. Only one of which shot the fucking balls off of it. Let's see here. So I'm gonna say this is slightly weighted towards Bell, but it's a fucking elemental, so it has an I'm like be completely transparent. It's not smart. So that being said, so, we'll do it like that. That's all I'll do that. First attack is actually going to be at the Shadow Clone.
Hell yeah, bring it on.
What's its AC?
16.
It only has 1 hit point, right?
Yeah,
First hit. Gone.
good.
Crashes down
Yay.
into it. Second attack will be at Bell. As it whirls back towards the. Funnily enough, attacking the 2 things that did damage to it that are in range of it. I assume a 25 hits. Does it do anything like knock you down? That is gonna be for 16 points of bludgeoning damage. As it turns, like, it smashes down and just like turns, like dragging this like log of stone that is its arm and just like uppercutting you with it. That is gonna be, once it hits you. Yeah, and it just kind of stomps until it's just looming over you and Gus. That is gonna.
No, I thought you step on me. Like,
Dang. It might. You never know. Ending its turn. That is gonna bring us back to the top 2 Bell. It lets out kind of like a grating roar as it comes up to you.
did you say it's my turn again? Okay, gotcha. All right. And I don't have to tell Gus to move.
Okay,
So,
awesome. That's what I
so
thought. I
that's-
thought it was just
yeah.
if you wanted him to like do something, it had to consider your bonus
you-
action.
And he can dodge without me.
Good job.
Dodge
Good
and
job, Gus.
dodge and react. Yeah, I know. Good boy. He's a good boy.
Good dog. That's a good dog.
Okay. So if you'll allow me to use my object interaction to pull out my my Sharona, my palm pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%
Okay.
something you can do.
All right. And
Drop in the
Hunter-
currently incapacitated revolver.
Yeah, we're gonna have 1 revolver and 1 palm pistol. We're gonna be a
Hell
little
yeah.
off balance.
yeah.
But yeah, and Hunter's Mark still counts, right? That
Correct.
lasts for
Roll a concentration check for me since you took damage.
Oh.
It was still only what did I say, 16, so it's still DC 10 for a con save.
19.
19. Maintain concentration. You're good.
Nice.
All right, cool. So, all right, come on. Sugar. 11.
11. First shot. Did you move by any chance?
No, but I need to.
I was
need
like,
to
yeah,
back
because
up.
if it was 5 feet away from you, so if you stay within melee, within 5 feet of it, the shots are at disadvantage. But 11 would miss anyway.
Oh, I missed anyways. All right. So yeah, Gus and I are gonna move about 15.
Okay, so this time
Way.
you're just saying, fuck it, get out of its
Yeah,
range.
just get that. Yep. And
Okay.
then with my second weapon, I'm going back to the Christopher dice because that one didn't do me right. So going back to Christopher
What's your AC?
Good luck.
Doesn't-
my AC. Hang on. I gotta scroll back up. Scroll. 16.
16. 15. It just misses you as you step out of its range. It goes to swing and you just duck as you just hear the of the air passage of air that goes over your head. Okay, and what's the attack with the palm pistol?
The attack with the palm pistol is 14.
14. Unfortunately, it misses. You turn, fire off a shot with the palm pistol, just glances off of its arm. Does not do any damage.
I never. Okay, all right. So then Gus and I are gonna move the rest of our feet away. Wait, hang on. Let me not cheat. I'm gonna be careful here, but get a little bit of feet away. All right, cool.
All right,
And
ending bells.
that's all I got.
Yeah, absolutely. That then brings us to Callie. You are no longer surprised. You've seen this thing erupt out of the ground, start attacking your friends. It's taking some hits. What you doing?
I have a question. So, is this the thing that my divine sense is pinging off of?
I'll say your divine sense. I just say no, 100%.
No? Okay.
This is an elemental.
Right.
You've been down into the mine and everything before.
Yeah.
This just looks like an elemental.
I just wanted to check because you had mentioned something, and I was like, well, maybe they possessed an elemental. Who's to say? All right. I am going to aim my hunting rifle and touch my little pendant thing and do bonus action, thunderous smite, and then on top of
Very
that,
nice.
a divine smite.
100%.
So let's see if I do this. You're gonna hate me.
Is that a natural 20?
It was a natural 20.
Fantastic. No, that's great. Roll out your
Alright.
damage. Please
Hit
separate.
'em.
Please separate the damage for me.
Yes, I can do that. So 2d10. Where are my d10s? Okay. 8. 8. 15, 25, 27. And then do I double the modifier on that?
Nope,
So
just
it's
dice.
just the dice. Okay, so that's 27. So that's 30 from just the rifle.
So
And
30 piercing
then-
damage. Okay.
Yep, 30 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then is it D8 or a D6 for thunderous?
I believe it is D6s. I would double check.
Yeah.
I think it's 2d6 for a thunderous smite.
Yeah, I think so too. But
Oh wait, no. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking divine smite is down to d4s, but
yeah,
smite spells are fine. Yeah.
okay. Well, now I'm all flustered now, friends. Sorry.
Gucci like gumdrops. That's a lot of 20s. That's all I'm saying.
It is a lot of stuff. Let's just do it this way. I need to get a second screen. I only have the one.
Same. Inconvenient.
Okay. So, yeah, so Thunderous Smites D6s. So, it's 2d6. So that means that's 4d6, right?
Mhm.
Oh, buddy. Okay, that's 5, 8, 9. That's 10 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then divine spites. Where's my divine smite? Aha.
That's a lot of damage.
It is. Give
Paladins.
me 1 second. And then I get and then it's 2d4, right? No, so that means it's 4d.
It depends what level spell.
I only
First
have
level is 2d2.
Yeah, so I only have
First level. Oh yeah, you get second level at level 5. That's right.
yeah, so that's
Really
that
good
is
people. So it would be up to 4d4.
okay, so that's 6, 7.
The second
8,
time that you
9.
crit with your first shot, right? With a smite spell on it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's
damn.
and that's 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant damage. Very nice. Woo! That's a big shot. You fire this shot and it just like hits. It's enormous like crater in this thing.
Alistair pulls out like a sun umbrella. What do you call that? Like a parasol, and just rocks rain down.
Just rattles off of it.
Nice shot, Miss Kelly.
It reacts by once again roaring in this like stones grinding against each other. Like it is grating on your ears.
Yeah.
Is that it for your turn?
That's
you get
I'm
your words
60 feet away.
Off.
Yeah.
Off-turn words. A clean shot, please, man.
There you go.
Oh.
Was that what you were meaning? Of like you needed me to move?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I moved out of the way. You're good. That's the end of my turn. I literally cannot do any more.
Mr. King!
All right,
Sir.
let's see. I am going to move a little bit this time.
You do be
And move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me kind of, we'll go a little bit over right there, and we'll manifest the echo directly in next to it in front of my character. Actually, do it on its backside so that if it runs away, I can get an opportunity attack on it if it doesn't immediately get smashed.
on the backside.
On the backside.
All right.
All right, I got 16 and 11, so does 18 hit? That's the lowest
18
attack.
does hit. Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to continue to unleash Echo. That's a 19 on the dice. I'm assuming that hits.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first gunshot is only 9 points of piercing.
Okay.
The second gunshot is 15 points of piercing, and the claw is 8 points of slashing.
Okay.
And that is my full turn.
Just taking more bits of rock off of this thing. It is enraged as it's getting all hit up. It's raging now. It's now immune to damage. Good luck. Is that gonna be it for your turn?
That is it for my turn right now.
Alrighty, ending your turn. Mr. Geist, you are no longer surprised. What you doing? You are muted.
I was trying to fiddle with the character. I was like, why can't I attach anything? Or why can't I move anything? Callie's getting out of the way. He's already dropping to a knee. Calculate distance, calculate angle, calculate windage, fire!
Roll it.
I'm gonna use the bonus action. I can't move. That's all I needed her to move is the bonus action to get the advantage on my attack.
Right.
Steady
aim.
Steady aim, and this will be a sharpshooter shot.
Sharpshooter shot. So -2+2, or -2+4. Sorry.
Yep. That will make it a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
And
What a face that was that froze on for a second. That was awesome. Whew. I just shit myself face and I'm mad about it. Like,
Jesus Christ.
You've seen it make that face before.
that's why I was so specific, man. Just to be like that.
That will be 30 magical piercing.
Magical. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were getting. I guess it's safe to assume you were continuing to give him that infusion every day.
I think it stays until you change it, or at least that's how I understood it to work.
I can't remember. I do not recall if it's one of those things you'd be like, I refresh it every day. How much did you say?
30 magical.
30.
Hell yeah.
Describe its fate, Mr.
Oh shit.
Mr. Guy.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
not getting halved is a fucking hell of a thing.
It's
Heck
swinging around, smacking. Everyone's just trying to shoot it, dive for cover of it, smashes. Geist, cool as a cucumber in the chaos. Takes the knee, aims, center mass. It's a big rock. He doesn't know anything about these. Bam! Blows a hole in it, and just the kind of eerie magical energy around the chamber, which racks back into place as if it had been reloaded. When the bullet hits, just carves a path right through it. Clean hole.
Hell yeah. As you say, so shall it be. Firing, just cutting through this thing. All these other bullets have been pinging off of it, and like they've been knocking chips off, but just haven't quite been able to get that penetration. And this shot from this big fuck off rifle, trailing this creepy mystical essence, just clean through it. Is it one arm? Falling to the ground, unmoving.
Cerebral just points to you. Fancy man! I mean, you almost hit me.
No, I didn't. Know what is beyond your target. It's a basic principle of marksmanship. Anyway, looks over at Callie and says, we're all very dangerous people, and I'm quite sure that any kind of infighting would result in probably a lot of us being dead, so let's keep the threats to a minimum though necessary, and not enemies' destruction.
I understand. I just wanted to make it clear.
You're not the only one who's lived in a gilded cage, and some people are rather nasty to their birds. And with that, he will continue his perimeter walk.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that is, yeah, we just keep walking, like, doing our stuff.
Hey,
It's dead. Moving on.
one got by.
Are we done with Tailspire?
Yeah, y'all are out of Tailspire. And that's when the other 4 elementals pop up.
Fuck!
We can take them.
Open
All of
Tailspire
them-
again!
Your mouth.
All of them surrounding Geist. They found the target.
Well, guess I'm not your problem anymore, Miss Callie.
This is a token probing force.
Alistair's gonna go make sure this thing is dead.
And Belle's gonna go find her jacked up revolver and mourn because she doesn't know anything. She's not mechanical.
Cerebral.
Go ahead, sorry.
Cerebral does not understand how these mind crystals, how they work. But she's pretty sure there's gonna be some on the Earth Elemental because that's totally how it works. So she's gonna look all around it, trying to find some mind crystals.
Loot the body!
A mining pig, loot the body.
So I've got Alistair and Cerebel currently investigating the corpse, the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get investigation checks from both of you?
Sure.
While they're doing that, DM, I'm pretty sure it's just narrative, but Geist is probably like looking at the ground more during his perimeter than he usually would.
That's fair.
18.
Roll
for
a
Alistair.
survival check for me.
Oh.
As well. So while guys you're rolling that survival check, what was that? What was that investigation, Alistair?
11.
11.
I'll add a d6 just to, and I do. Wonderful. My d6 bumps it up to a 20.
To a 20.
Yep.
So
Survival wisdom?
yes. So y'all looking over Cerebel. No mind crystals, unfortunately. No crystals actually at all that you can see. It doesn't. It does not seem to have brought its valuables from home.
Must have been a freak amongst its community.
Pockets empty. It's wearing jorts. It has, but nothing in the pocket.
Definite freak.
Yeah. Weird elementals on this continent. But you said you're just checking to see if it's dead, Alistair?
But yeah,
Make sure that it is no longer.
That's the first thing he's doing. Is I'll probably let Sarabelle walk up to it first, and I'll just sit and wait for a second. And if it doesn't immediately just pop back up and start smashing her like into the ground, I'll walk up to it and give it a once over.
Yeah. Absolutely. You go to look it over. Yeah, it's dead for sure. It does look like you see. I see. Kind of look at aside from you guys. You said it was dirty 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the wounds you all gave it, you know how rock looks when it gets broken fresh, like versus where if it's worn away, like there's usually like it's lighter on the inside after you break it. There are definitely spots that you're like you're a perceptive guy, like noticing the details is what you do, right? Like you getting all the details just right for when you write your books and everything. And there are fresh spots on this thing from in places where y'all did not shoot it.
Just to make sure that I, Alex, am inferring the right information. It's been in some sort of heavy combat recently.
Recently, it has had other combats that it survived in the very recent past.
Seems like our friend here was mighty aggressive. We are not the first ones to come into contact with it. It may have wreaked some havoc on some nearby campers or miners, if there is something nearby. But considering that it's alive, the fate of the others may not have been as good as ours. By the way, mighty fine shots we have here.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Miss Sarabelle. Alistair does not laugh. I'm laughing. Alistair does not laugh. He is very sincere.
Yeah, Clyde
With
nods.
a 21 deception check, he's very sincere.
And what was that survival check there?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
I like it when I roll high with a +2.
Yeah, you're looking around, you're going, and no other disturbances at this time. But you do see more evidence of like disturbed earth and things around. Which is odd because this thing attacked you guys right when you got here.
Like, disturbed earth, like earth elemental tracks, I guess?
Yeah. Effectively. I'm assuming it was kind of explained to you once it had been seen in other places.
Yeah, a very, very careful closer look.
So either other earth elementals have been here recently, or this one had been here for a while.
Could I do an investigation check to try and see if there's like other signs of a struggle, boot prints, empty casings, bullet holes, anything like that?
Sure.
Can I assist him with that since I'm like doing that perimeter check with him?
Could I investigate some of the bullet holes that Al has found over here?
Absolutely. I'm rolling.
That's only a 16.
16. What are you trying to determine? Out of curiosity. Like, what are you trying to?
Well, obviously, I've seen all the weapons that we've been using. I'm trying to determine what type of caliber weapons might have been fired against this thing.
I'll say a variety. Like, it looks like, mixture of
Okay.
small arms and maybe some hunting rifles. Like, nothing as heavy as what Geist fired, considering the only shot of his that hit it
Right.
put a
right.
giant fuck off hole, so it's kind of hard to compare. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like anything any bigger than what y'all are wielding.
All right.
23.
23. And one more time, what kind of information were you looking for there, guys?
He was looking for other signs of like people or a struggle, like boot prints, bits of clothing, empty shells, bullet holes like that may have ricocheted off of rock or bits of tree. Like he's doing his Legolas shindig.
Sure.
Or Sherlock Holmes, I guess, since he's not a nature guy.
Right. Going around, I'll say you find evidence of a struggle, but with a 23, I will say it does not fit that it was a struggle against an earth elemental.
Against an earth elemental?
Like it does not seem like whatever that you're finding evidence of other conflict, and as you're starting to kind of look around and find different things, this does not look like somebody was fighting an earth elemental.
But they were fighting with guns.
You find some empty bullet casings, but kind of like how you guys did. You don't see any evidence of where people were just sitting there and like standing delivering against it. You find a small handful of shots spaced out fairly far apart, ending with the like mangled remains of a revolver next to a like stone, like a sizable stone like that you might have tried to use to take cover. The revolver looks like it was cut at the barrel, like, or kind of, so if you got the barrel like this, cut right in front of the cylinder and off. It just like something raggedly like cut through and almost ripped the barrel off of it and flung it to where it sat in the dirt now. Additionally, on the rock, stains of old blood and 4 deep burrows in the stone itself.
Go ahead, sorry.
And that's where we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's session.
No! Wait a second.
That worked out perfect.
We've been off for a while. We can go over by a couple of hours. 3-4 a.m. gaming sessions sound good.
No.
We
No, we know
to
full
catch
well
up on.
if you're going to do
Catch up.
multiple sessions in a day, you need at least a half hour to recharge before you do session number 2. So we'll take a half hour. We'll be back for another 4 hours. Sounds good.
If somebody wants to
We're
somehow
all
get me
on
out of
board.
working the next 2 days.
Chris
then
is already
sure.
taking his makeup
Hey.
off. Like, yeah, okay.
I can call and say, this is Ian's boss.
He's dying.
He can't come to work today. Feel well.
But awesome. So anyway, yeah, good stuff. Real quick, we are Hard Knock Dice as per usual. We do this every Wednesday. Every Wednesday is a total fucking lie at the moment. We do this on Wednesdays. Generally speaking, we aim to do every Wednesday, but it's fucking holiday season. Shit's all fucked up. People go into places for work. How fucking stupid is that? Like, come on. Imagine. But when we do this on Wednesdays, in which we will warn you if we're not, so just assume unless you hear otherwise. We do it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This here Whispers in the Dust, my rootin' tootin' point and shooting cowpokes, gunslingers, vagabonds perhaps, I don't know. But then on Saturdays we have our Across Eberron campaign, which is dungeon mastered by the man right here next to me, Jonesy, Alistair Dotry, regular fantasy god. I mean, I guess everyone's not like regular fantasy, but fantasy god, where I'm cowboy god. That's a fun time. We're here level 17 and shit is fucked. It's great. And Saturday is about to be real fucky. But that's on 5 p.m. on Saturdays. So come see us for that. This upcoming Saturday. Next week we will be off of both of our campaigns, so there will be no D&D, no Whispers in the Dust on Wednesday. There will be no Across Eberron on next Saturday. So we'll be doing holiday things. I encourage you to do holiday things and have fun with your family and friends, chosen or otherwise. And Chill's Miracle Network. Check it out. Open your heart wallets. Lawful kind thing.
Not CMN.
Eat a lot.
That's what it says in our fucking thing. So we need to update that. I just looked to the left and I thought I was stupid at the start of session.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. Children's Health Care of Atlanta. Help them kids, regardless of whichever it is, does good things for children. And we're gonna go raid Legends of Evantris. They play TTRPG things too, so show them love. We all love and support each other. And I'm gonna say some more words because I know we got a few seconds till we gotta do things. So y'all have a good night or a good day. I don't know. Peace.
Follow us on MySpace.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.